Come on in, people. Come on in. I'm watching this video. I'm doing my hair, so I figure I'll give you a call. So come outside. Pick up your phone, sis. Pick up your phone. Child, this is crazy. Happy Monday, y'all. Oh, Lord. Happy Monday, people. This live is not going to be too long, huh? Because I just got to do my hair. So sorry about that, but I look crazy. But I was watching this video, so I figured we could watch it together. Just got to do my hair, then I have to go sit under the steamer. But I will be back tonight, okay? My kids are going to the grandparents for spring break, so I won't have the kids. I don't have Maverick. So then tonight, all week, I guess, until like Friday. Hey, what's up? What's up? How's the baby? Chad, when I tell you the whites found my page, I woke up this morning. I see all these like comments. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, the whites, the whites have found my channel. White people crack me up. White people crack me up. She just fell asleep. Oh, she's so sweet. You never told me her name. What's her name? What's niece's name? What's her name? You never. They're too funny, Diana. They are too funny. White people crack me up. They do all this foolishness, knowing dang well they're sensitive. They're so crazy. Allison, oh, it's so sweet. Allison and Maverick. They're about the same age anyways. They're just too funny. It's a funny people, man. It's a funny people. They're really, really funny. And the thing about white people, like they know they're sensitive, but they like to start foolishness with people. They're crazy. They are really, really crazy. I can only imagine what they're doing to ABL. They're insane. They are truly insane. They are truly, truly insane. So let me play this video, you guys. Hold on. Let me give it 2 more minutes and I'll play the video. Let's wait 5 minutes. I was like, oh, I gotta do my hair. So and I was watching this video. I'm like, well, let's watch the video together. But tonight I will come out and we'll do a better live tonight because we got to talk about this first-degree murder charge they put on Karmelo, which is so crazy. Yeah, they love to start. Yeah, they like to instigate stuff. They really do. White people are bullies. They're bullies. I'm telling you, Diana, like even this whole trade war with China, Trump is not going to win it. Like the way he went about it, completely wrong. Completely wrong. I'm like, J.D. Vance, your mama was a crackhead and you calling people peasants. Is he actually okay? Like, is he really okay? Like, is he really, really? I'm like, your mama was a crackhead. Your mama lived on the streets. How do you even know that your mom did not prostitute herself? Like, is he actually okay? Like, these people are crazy. Like, they're really, really insane. They're so disrespectful. They're just so disrespectful. They're so disrespectful. Hold on. All right, so let's start the video, you guys. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Calling them peasants and stuff. I'm telling you that Indian girl, she gonna divorce that boy. Of course, baby. How can it not be reduced? It's excessive. It's unconstitutional. It's excessive. It's against the law. It's against the law. Like they heard, oh, a white boy got stabbed in the heart. They see a young black man coming in. They just threw the book at him. And like, I was thinking about this yesterday, right? Because Matt Walsh is the one who made this go viral. Let me play the video so you can see, because let me show receipts, because receipts matter outside. Okay? Receipts do matter. So here's what Matt Walsh did. Hold on.
Just completely fake and made up stories. I wanted to wait a little bit before I gave my 2 cents because I needed more information to figure out what's really going on. Now, here's my opinion about why this story has become popular. I think a lot of people on the right, on social media, blew the story up because they knew it'd be a thing that got a lot of attention. And they were also trying to prove a narrative about black violence on white people. You can see it right here from Matt Walsh. This is dated April 3rd, which is Thursday, right around the time when the story first started trending. You see what it says right here. If I told you that a young man stabbed another young man to death for telling him that he was in the wrong seat, and then I told you that one young man in this altercation was white and the other black, and then I asked you to guess the race of the assailant, every single person would know the answer immediately. Young black males are violent to a wildly, outrageously disproportionate degree. That's just a fact. We all know it. And it's time that we speak honestly about it, or nothing will ever change. That has 19 million views. This kind of stuff is what caused the story to blow up. And it's false because he doesn't have the full story here.
Exactly.
And that is the danger about reporting on things like this without knowing the full story. You're going to push a false narrative, and your narrative becomes the default. Now, let's keep on going here.
Okay. So you see, Matt Walsh started this. So of course, like you had girls like April, her goofy ass, Standard of Truth podcast and whatever her name is, right? Out here just believing the worst and spread the worst. Like you have black conservatives, which I'm starting to realize is blackface, out here saying, oh yeah, the culture is trash. Like we have a problem with the culture, the music. I'm like, how do you even know he was listening to music? What are we even talking about? It's 9 o'clock in the morning. What are we even talking about? So yesterday, like maybe the day before yesterday, I was thinking about that, like what Matt Walsh did by making it so racist, like racial and racist like this. But then I thought to myself, thank God he did. Thank God he did. Like sometimes you'll be like, why are people like this? Why are they doing me like this? Why are they talking about me like this? But sometimes even God himself will push your enemies to do things against you that truly and honestly will work for your good. Because had Matt Walsh not talked about this, had he not made us famous, right? Who knows what they would have done to this boy, right? He would have gone in there. Oh, he stabbed a white kid in the heart. Throw the book at him, crazy bail, crazy everything. But the fact that Matt spoke on it and he meant to bring harm to the black child and to black people, he actually did something good because a fundraiser was created. People started commenting on this first-degree murder charge and the bail, $1 million bail for a 17-year-old, $1 million bail for a 17-year-old at a track meet, he was dressed in his high school uniform. It says in the police report, he was wearing his Centennial High School track meet uniform. He was wearing his uniform. And I also said, we have to wait to see what kind of shoes he was wearing. Because if he was wearing his cleats, right? If he was wearing his cleat also in the rain, imagine he didn't have, like, he was not stable on his feet. Because cleats are not meant for concrete. Which also to me, Marlene, hey Janet, which also to me, Marlene, would explain why he even sat there in the first place. I'm not about to be walking in cleats throughout the thing. And it's so funny how a bunch of fat, high calorie, big back white people who eat everything out of a can, vegetable out of a can, meat out of a can, fruits out of a can, they get everything out of a can but a good education, okay? You're too damn fat to even know what running track is all about. You don't even understand this. Why would anybody risk their lives or like even risk injuring themselves? No, it's so they're so fat. This is when you realize that the vast majority of white people are nothing but high calorie individuals. These big back, white ass, Walmart shopping ass heathens. Okay. Their ass so damn big. When was the last time most white people even got the couch to even do 5 jumping jacks? Don't even know nothing about being healthy. Okay, every time you come outside, you see a white woman, all you see are rolls. Rolls of fat, rolls of bitterness, rolls of failure, just rolls, okay? Them people are so damn fat. White women are so fat. They're so morbidly obese, okay? They're all fat. Imagine fat people commenting on a sport they could never play. Trick, you would have to lose 200 pounds, girl. You would have to lose 100 pounds. You can't do it. Go watch Grow with Joe, Fit with Joe, whatever her name is, and start dancing in your house and burning some calories. Walk your 10,000 steps a day, okay? The average white person doesn't even walk 500 steps a day, but they want to tell you what a track person who is fit, lean, okay, and successful and healthy BMI should be doing in the rain with cleats on. These people are ridiculous. These people are so freaking ridiculous. Unbelievable. But I get it though, right? If I was this fat, if I was this big, okay, you 2-legged rhinos, you 2-legged hippopotamus, yeah, you're like a hippo walking on 2 legs. These whales, okay? I would hate too if I saw somebody who was svelte, okay, and mobile and athletic. Get into it. Get into it. Like in the cleats, why would he walk around in cleats like that? They haven't even seen a whole picture of the stadium to gauge how far his tent was. But okay, like, yeah, I can see it was far. Why would he walk this far in cleats? Why would he walk this far? And also these goofy ass, and I'm starting to realize, y'all, I am starting to realize that a lot of white people, they don't have good education. Because I read their comments. I'm like, but damn, not only are they simpletons, but they are pedestrian in their logic. White people are a bunch of simple people. I'm talking like 1 + 1 makes 2. They're so damn simple. I'm not doing that with my hair, child. That is my hair. Do something about your white hair. Can't even afford a bottle of herbal essence at Target. Okay? Says somebody who got to shop from the whole discount rack. You do something about your dog hair. Leave my hair alone. Minding my hair. Can you even afford to buy a bottle of Dove shampoo? Can you afford to buy a bottle of what's it called, Pantene Pro V shampoo? Your broke ass, drop your cash app so I can change your life. Make it make sense. You poor whites, drop your cash app so I can change your life. You out your damn mind. Okay? You out your damn mind. Put your dog hair. Get out of here with that. Foolishness. People who shop at Marshalls, people who have to shop for coupons, people who shop at the back door of Ross, huh? Always digging in the sale aisle, the discounted aisle. Want to talk about some? Can you afford a full bottle of herbal essence at full price? Huh? Can you buy Garnier Fructis? Can you buy Pantene Pro V full price? I bet you can. Drop your cash app so I can change your life. Drop your cash app. Okay, I even give you extra money for some soap, deodorant, something your mama never could have afforded. Okay, with your trailer park ambitions. All you ever wanted was to be cute and smell good and have a proper meal, but your mama hit your guts. Make it make sense. Anyways, let me continue, right? This is crazy. This is crazy. It's like, at least if you see a full picture of the stadium and where all the tents are located, you can have a better understanding as to why. Hey, Awa, what's up? You can have a better understanding as to why he even sat there. Also, these goofy ass white people, I have come to realize that many white people also are illiterate. Had you read the police report, it even says that he had a friend that goes to Memorial High School on the track team, right? Okay, white people also. Many of y'all, I don't think you grew up with TVs, but you definitely grew up with a bunch of lies and a bunch of narratives because you were raised by lying-ass white women with tiny lips. Make it make sense, right? But it's called Blue's Clues. See, I had TV, I had cable, right? Because my parents had money, so we had cable. Not narratives and lies and fairy tales about how we're so amazing as white people, but we live in a trailer that stinks. Okay, Blue's Clues, context clues, right? If white people were somewhat intelligent, they would know that Austin and Hunter do not run track. So why are they there? They want to worry about a tent and who's sitting under a tent and not even worrying about, okay, are you even registered to be here? Are you even scheduled to run today? These are some big ass linebackers, okay? They're not even supposed to be there. But here they are doing the very most, But I said all this to say, God is faithful. In all his ways, God is faithful. What Matt Walsh meant for harm, God turned it around for Karmelo's good. And today we know, we're all informed. We're giving money, okay? We are giving this money. Karmelo is coming home. And we're going to dissect everything from the bail. Hold on. From the bail to the first degree murder charge, right? I thank God for white people and their racism, because this also is grounds for, it might even be grounds to dismiss this whole case because there's too much racial bias. The bail was excessive at $1 million. He's a 17-year-old. He goes to school. He has 2 jobs. He has a 3.7 GPA. He saved a life when he was 14 years old. Where is he going to go? I even doubt he has a passport. Okay, does he even have a passport? Where is he going to go? Where is he going to go? Where are they going to go? Like, these people are insane. Where is he going to go? Where's he gonna go? Make it make sense. Over a night, you gonna charge somebody first degree murder? Are you actually okay? Like a $1 million bond? Racism. Then they charge the boy with first degree murder. For what reason? Even Hunter said we met that day. We didn't even know his name. We don't even know this kid. So they don't even know each other. So if 2 people who don't know each other get into a fight, how exactly, if death ensues, how exactly is that premeditated? They don't even know each other. They met that day. And that's why we're confused. 9 o'clock in the morning. It's raining. Why does Austin have so much anger? Why does he have so much anger? And they're telling, and his dad even said, oh, he played football. He played soccer, jiu-jitsu, y'all. Okay. And then what? Baseball. So he said all his life, his son has been playing sport. So if anybody out here should have good sportsmanship, it's Austin. All your life you play sports, and now you at a track meet with fellow students from different schools. You don't know how to showcase good sportsmanship. You don't know how to be friendly. You don't know how to be kind. And in the rain, you don't even know how to be accommodating. There's so much wrong with his behavior. There is so much wrong with his behavior. In the rain, somebody who has played sports all of his life, he doesn't understand that going to a different school, being on an opposite team, does not make you an enemy. You can be competitors where you can compete with someone. Somebody can be a competitor, but that does not make the person your enemy. You're not enemy. What kind of trailer park, goofy ass mobile home mindset is this? Okay? What in the trailer park gang mindset is this? Bunch of white thugs, bunch of thugs. These are not sophisticated people. These are not classy people. These are not well-behaved, well-mannered people. And that's why I told y'all, the father coming out here playing the white Christian, yeah, right, a Klansman, okay? Because we know what church looks like for white people, okay? We know damn well what church looks like for white people, okay? We know damn well what it means to be a white Christian, okay? The KKK, the Klansmen, all these fools thought they were Christians. You understand? Make it make sense, right? And you didn't raise your son to be nice to people, friendly to people, accommodating to people, right? That's why I said sometimes I even wonder what kind of Bibles do white people have in their homes? Do white people get the devil's Bible? Do they get the Bible of Lucifer? Because it's not possible. It is not possible that we read the same Bible as white people. It is not possible. It's not possible. This is crazy. It's raining. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. No, it's crazy, y'all. You know, we got to ask ourselves questions. What Bibles do white people read? I need to see their Bibles because I truly believe that these people are Luciferians. They are Luciferians. They get their Bibles from Lucifer. It is not possible. Which Bible do they read? Because the Bible of Jesus, it says you have to love your neighbor. The Bible of Jesus says feed the poor. Even Peter said to Jesus, send the people home, it's getting late. He said, no, let's feed the people. And the Bible says that a boy, he gave Jesus like what? 5 loaves of bread, right? And 3 fish. And that Jesus multiplied it to feed the people, right? Jesus was out here doing miracles for people, helping people, from Lazarus, from Bartimaeus. You name a child, you name a girl, right? With the lady who was bleeding for 12 years, all these miracles. Jesus did not deny anybody. The lady that he met at the well, she was a Samaritan. She was a Samaritan, whatever she was, right? And according to the Hebrew law, these people are unclean. But yet, he showed her mercy. He showed her mercy. There's even another woman too. She asked Jesus to help her with her child. And Jesus said that what is meant for the dogs what is meant for the children cannot be given to the dogs. Let me show you something. Jesus said, what is meant for the children, can't be given to the dogs. Here we go. Okay, there it is. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know what kind of Bible they read. Okay, he tells her it is not right to take the children's bread and throw it to the dogs. Mark 7:27. And she sees her chance, but she kept going. She kept asking him, and he was like, "Your faith saves you." So he gave her a blessing. You understand? From the people that had leprosy, that's why he got killed, because he was doing stuff for people that the Hebrew people considered to be unclean. Jesus he didn't say, okay, today's the day of Sabbath, I'm not going to do a miracle. He was doing miracles on the day of Sabbath. He was doing a lot of things that per Hebrew law were considered to be wrong. He was helping people he was not supposed to help. You understand? And that's why the Pharisees took such issue with him and they killed him. This is real. So how can you read the Bible, claim to be a Christian, and call yourself a disciple of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, and you can't even offer somebody shelter in the rain? It costs you nothing. This is the venue, y'all, okay? Over this goofy-ass little tent. Here's the tent, y'all. This boy was doing this at 9 o'clock in the morning over a $20 tent. If it's not that he grew up in poverty. And this is what poverty does to people. It causes a scarcity mindset. People who grew up poor, like I'm talking like growing up in a debilitating form of poverty. They're so mean. They cannot share. It's like it's astounding for them to share because they don't believe in abundance. So if you have a scarcity mindset, we also know that you are not a follower of Christ. For Jesus said, ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door shall be open. How can you expect to receive from God when you're not even capable of allowing somebody to sit there under your tent? The Bible said, Jesus even said, what you do to the very least of these, you have done unto me. Then I'm like, what Bible do these white people read? Huh? Hold on. What you do to the very least of these, huh? You, what's it called? You have done unto me. Y'all know my Bible, y'all. I know my Bible. I know my Bible. And Jesus said, truly, I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. The quote from Matthew 25:40 emphasizes that serving others, particularly those in need, is a way of serving God. Make it make sense. That's why I say I want to know, what Bible do white people read? Because today, what is it? April 14, 2025. I am convinced that us Black people and white people, we don't read the same Bible. We do not read the same Bible. We do not read the same Bible. Because when they asked Jesus, how shall you recognize the people? How shall we recognize the people? Okay? You shall recognize them by their fruits. Okay? What is it? Matthew 7, verse 16. Okay? Let's read it, y'all. Let's read it. Let's read this. But what? By their fruit, you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes on thorn bushes or figs on thistles? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So when a young man, okay, when a young man like Austin, when a young man as big as Austin Metcalf, huh? Let me show y'all his picture, y'all. Y'all need to see this because you know I got the proof, okay? When a young man as big as, oh Lord, y'all might think me acting crazy. Let me do this again, okay? I got time today, but I don't have too much time for that. I got to go and come back. I'll be back. Don't worry about it. I'll be back today. I'll be back tonight, okay? But when a young man as big as this is Austin, y'all. You see how he grabbing that little boy? Do you see how he grabbing that little Black boy, right? When a young man as big, as strong as Austin Metcalf, right, cannot even allow somebody to sit under the tent while it's raining, and the person also most likely is wearing cleats. Okay, mind you, y'all. It's a very important detail. Wearing cleats in the rain is real because cleats is not made for all of this. You cannot fight in cleats. You cannot be pushed and shoved in cleats. Okay, it's real. Okay, it's very important to know what kind of shoes Karmelo had on. It's very important because it matters. And as you can see, these shoes, they barely have a sole. These shoes barely have a sole. It's like your bare feet. Look at this, y'all. Look at this part. You see night track and field. Look right here. Look right here. Okay, and the cleats, like the part. Hold on. Where is it, y'all? Hold on. Okay, you see this part. You see this? These are screws that they're like little nails like this, right? You're walking on nails. You are walking on nails. Like it's a very important part. It matters. It matters. Then you got this big ass giant, this big ass, thick ass, stocky ass white boy scooping your ass up because you're sitting there under the rain. This is excessive. This is so excessive. And from a young man whose dad said he has played sports all of his life. Can you imagine? Huh? So your son played sports all of his life? Hold on. I got this for y'all. Where is it? Hold on. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Listen to the father. Listen to the father, y'all. Listen to the daddy.
One of the most outstanding, him and his brother both have been athletes all their lives, from soccer to baseball to jiu-jitsu to football. They did it all.
Okay. You see that? So the father even said all their lives they played sports. And this entire tenure as athletes, they never learned sportsmanship. They never learned kindness. They never learned to be accommodating. It's raining. What is the problem? What is the problem? What's the issue here? I'm so confused. Not once did Hunter say he was taking our stuff, he was being loud, he was harassing us. He said he was sitting there. Let me also play the video because I know I got a few racists in the back. For all the racist white people, come here. Listen to this. What's the problem? Huh? Let's start right here. It starts in 5 minutes. I got this. I play this video so much. I know where they start now. Hold on. Let me play this video.
If you don't mind, what happened?
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move.
And you see how this boy, every time he lies, he plays with his eyes, right? It's funny how he didn't say it was raining, right? But ultimately, he said it himself. He was sitting under our tent. That's all he did. And they were so triggered because they're a bunch of racist little kids.
If you don't mind, what happened?
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was
sitting under our tent. That's all he did. 9 o'clock in the morning, y'all. Doing the very most at 9 o'clock in the morning. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I say this to say, I really do wonder what kind of Bible do white people read, especially when they no, he's evil. Every time he lies, he looks down. We've noticed that already about his body language, right? But my thing is, as Jesus said, truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. This quote from Matthew 25:40 emphasizes that serving others, particularly those in need, is a way of serving God. And because it was raining, what is the problem? You are like 225. The mama even said it. Oh, hold on. We have some lying-ass racist white people on the line. So let me make sure I play this also. Here is the mother. Here's the mother. Listen to her.
Right, but it's a...
No, it's your baby.
Yeah. He was my big baby. He was 225 pounds.
Okay, 225 pounds, right? Now, let's look at Karmelo from the police report. Now, the police report does say 130. It could be that whenever he did his ID, he was 130. He is no longer 130 because Devin said that at the Colon police, whatever he is, Colon jail, wherever he is. Sorry, y'all. That it says he's 157. But either way, he's still way smaller. Karmelo is still way smaller than Austin. So whether he's 130 or he's 157, he's still way smaller than Austin. We also looked at boxing, right? If we were in the world of boxing, if Karmelo is 130, he's either a super featherweight to a lightweight. Now, if he's 157, he is a middleweight, right? He's a middleweight. So in boxing, he's either super featherweight, lightweight, or middleweight. Now, Austin, because he weighs 225 pounds, Austin is considered a heavyweight, right? So if anything, because Austin is bigger, he should be calmer. You know, usually we expect, it's like dogs, right? You know how like usually like the smaller dogs be doing too much, they barking really, really loud because they're scared. They're tiny. And usually the big dogs be like, man, your silly ass. I'd kill you guys if I wanted to, right? We see it even from dogs. We'll see it even from dogs. Because when you're a big dog, you should be cool, calm, collected. You play football. You're a linebacker. You know jiu-jitsu. I said jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu, right? We even have a video here. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay? We even have a video. Right? We have a video. We saw the video yesterday. Right? Okay. Let me show you this. Right? We have a video here of Austin saying took 315 for work today. 350 pounds. Felt very smooth. Yes. 3 sets of 4. And the person here even says this kid was a man child because his force is up, like his strength is abnormal for his age. Look at his form, y'all. Look at the form. Look how quickly he cleaned that. That's clean. He right. That's smooth. Right? So my thing is, hey, Shayla, hey, Bevy, what's up, my love? Right? Bevy's my favorite now. She's my favorite. She be commenting. She knows how to act. I love that. Okay? Hey, okay. Runka said, I train in jiu-jitsu. You learn to subdue your opponents with grabs. Exactly. Even the daddy said it. The daddy said he knows jiu-jitsu. I said jiu-jitsu. So my thing is, you play football. You're over 6 feet. You're 225 pounds. You're a linebacker. And you know jiu-jitsu. So be cool, my brother. Be cool. Be calm. Right? What is it about? Hold on. Wait a minute. I got time today. Okay? Give me a second, right? What is it about Karmelo? What is it about Karmelo that could ever make Austin feel threatened? Look at them tiny ass legs, y'all. Okay? What is it about Karmelo that ever could have made what's his name? Austin feel threatened. He was not threatened by anything. He did not feel threatened by anything. Look at these legs, y'all. Look at these legs. Look at these legs. You see these legs? And then look at Karmelo's legs. Karmelo got legs like, Karmelo has legs like freaking Chad Ochocinco. Hold on. It's coming. Okay? Karmelo got legs like Chad Ochocinco. Okay? Them tiny ass legs. Because Chad, he runs. But look at Uncle Shay Shay, though. Look at Uncle Shay Shay. Even the body of Uncle Shay Shay is ridiculous. Look at the body. Okay? You think somebody like Uncle Shay Shay, oh yeah, I'm scared of Chad Ochocinco. I'm scared of Chad. Make it make sense. All right? Like, what is it about Karmelo and his small frame that could have made Austin feel, oh, I'm scared he's sitting here? On top of that, it's not even just you. You have your twin brother backing you up. You got your twin brother backing you up, right? So what's the problem? Like, seriously, what is the issue, y'all? I am so confused. I am really confused, okay? Like, seriously, he's there all by himself. Exactly. They were there. So you can't be, oh, I'm scared. It's not even just you, Austin. You have your brother. And also, if he's sitting under your tent, you got your whole team with you. You got your whole school with you. So you ain't got nothing to fear. One person against the entire school? What y'all scared of? Like, make it make sense. What you scared of? Okay. Okay. What you scared of? No. You, like, your own daddy told us. Your own daddy told us. Jiu-jitsu. Hold on, y'all. Let his daddy say it again. Let the daddy say it again.
Been athletes all their lives, from soccer to baseball to jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu. Your own father told us you did jiu-jitsu. So you can't tell me you were scared. So why you can't, huh? Oh, he did. He really thought he's gonna whoop that ass. He sure did. Jiu-jitsu. His father said he knows jiu-jitsu. Have y'all ever seen jiu-jitsu, y'all? Have you seen jiu-jitsu? Have you seen it? I might have to show y'all. So you gonna do jiu-jitsu on this little person's body? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? So you know jiu-jitsu, your son knows jiu-jitsu, and you expect a Karmelo to just sit here and watch this big ass white boy do jiu-jitsu on his ass? What the freak? What the freak? Jiu-jitsu? How you spell this thing? Jiu-jitsu? How do you write it again? Jiu-jitsu. Whatever it is. Child, whatever this thing is. Jiu-jitsu. Okay. Whatever that is. Okay. Look at this. Y'all, this is what jiu-jitsu looks like. Jesus Christ. Huh?
Here's how to fix it. The traditional way, we're just bring our elbows together like this,
Jesus.
and it can work.
This is what you learn in jiu-jitsu? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Okay? So this is what he learned in jiu-jitsu? He said, Karmelo? Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Jiu-jitsu? Like, your son knows jiu-jitsu? Your son is a killing machine? The triangle choke? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What is this? Jiu-jitsu? Ah! Not the jiu-jitsu. So this is what Austin knew how to do? Austin knows how to jiu-jitsu. I said jiu-jitsu. On top of being a linebacker, your son knows how to do jiu-jitsu? Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my Lord. He would have killed that boy. And it's both of them, too, because they both did jiu-jitsu. Austin and Hunter both did jiu-jitsu. I said jiu-jitsu. You also learn how to get out of grabs. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. Jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu. I said, you know how to do jiu-jitsu. This is crazy. This is really, really crazy. This is crazy. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. What is going on? Jiu-jitsu. Driving their weight. Oh, Jesus. What is this?
As choke in jiu-jitsu. So all it is you put your fist in their neck like this, and especially it's good when they're driving into you, driving their weight into you, because they're driving their weight and their neck into your fist, so it makes it even more powerful. The punch choke is a super underutilized choke in jiu-jitsu. So all it is you put your fist in their neck like this, and especially it's good when they're driving into you, driving their weight into you, because they're driving their weight and their neck into your fist, so it makes it even more powerful. The punch choke is a super underutilized choke in jiu-jitsu. So all it is you put your fist in their neck.
Wouldn't it be nice? Jesus Christ. Jiu-jitsu. Oh my God. This is crazy. This boy's a killing machine. If they get the wizard.
Yeah, the wizard.
You mean the wizard?
No, the wizard.
What is that? What is that? Oh, Jesus. What is this? Ah!
An idiot. I could have broke her shit.
You could have broke her.
Really close.
Oh my God.
Almost had that.
Oh my God. Oh my God. When you don't want to injure them, so you let go of the submission. So in jiu-jitsu, you learn to submit another human being. The submission. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, y'all. Oh, Jesus, y'all. And here's the father. Let the daddy say it again, that Austin knew jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Contacting. He is one of the most outstanding. Him and his brother both have been athletes all their lives, from soccer to baseball to jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu. The daddy said it, y'all. The daddy said it.
Baseball to jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu. Say it again.
All their lives, from soccer to baseball to jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu. That boy was a killing machine. Karmelo didn't stand a chance. And the daddy said they both did it. He didn't say, oh, just Austin did jiu-jitsu. He said, my boys, Hunter and Austin did football, baseball, jiu-jitsu, and baseball. Not the jiu-jitsu. He said jiu-jitsu is an integral part of MMA. MMA. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Karmelo, he would have killed your ass. Karmelo. Y'all imagine Karmelo being choked in the jiu-jitsu pose. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my God, my little baby. My little mosquito baby. That little skinny baby. He didn't stand a chance. Jiu-jitsu on Karmelo. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Y'all, I would have cried. Don't kill me, sir. Don't kill me, white man. Jesus Christ. This is insanity. Y'all, can you imagine Karmelo being grabbed? Like, imagine Austin doing this to Karmelo. Jesus Christ. Let me take a screenshot, y'all. Let me take a screenshot. These people are dangerous. These people is crazy. White people are crazy. Karmelo, let me take a picture of your head. Boom. Okay, Austin, where you at? Where's Austin? Let me take a picture of your head. This is crazy, y'all. Let me show you what it looks like. Let me show you what this looks like. Give me a second, y'all. Okay? Shout out to Canva. If you don't have Canva, get into it. Okay, so let's do this. Let me do this. Oh, my Lord. This is frightening. Okay? Wait for it, y'all. Okay? You're not going to get disappointed. Wait for it, my peoples. Wait for it. Because you got to visualize this, right? The submission pose. So let's say, we'll move to the front. Okay. So my thing is, come right here. I want y'all to see this. So imagine this being Karmelo. That's Karmelo's head right here. Oh, Jesus, Karmelo. You didn't stand a chance. All right, come to the front. Okay. Now imagine this being Austin doing jiu-jitsu on Karmelo. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus, y'all. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord. Okay. Y'all, imagine this, y'all. Can y'all see this? Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Do y'all see this? Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Karmelo. Imagine Karmelo in the submission pose. The submission pose. Oh, he didn't stand a chance. Oh, Karmelo, he would have killed you. Oh, Karmelo, he would have killed you. He would have killed you. He would have killed you. Oh, my God. Okay, now, what exactly is self-defense per American law? Self-defense can be legitimate defense to a murder charge if the accuser reasonably believed they were in imminent danger of death or serious bodily harm and used a proportionate amount of force to repel the threat. Crucially, the accuser must not have been the initial aggressor and must have had reasonable belief that the force he used was necessary to protect themselves. Yeah. When your child, Devin, what do we know? What do we know, Devin? But what I do know is the boy knew jiu-jitsu. The daddy said he knew jiu-jitsu, and he excelled at jiu-jitsu. I'm just taking the word from the Christian father. So my point is, if your opponent knows jiu-jitsu and you don't, oh yeah, he gonna kill your ass. He gonna kill your ass. Make it make sense. This is crazy. This is crazy. You're gonna kill him. You are gonna kill this boy. You're gonna kill him. You're gonna kill him. This is insanity. This is insanity. You know jiu-jitsu. Let the father say it again. Oh my Lord. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let the daddy say it again. Hold on.
Everyone else. He led the team. He was voted team MVP by his coaches and teammates. He's had multiple coaches, colleges contacting. He is one of the most outstanding. Him and his brother both have been athletes all their lives, from soccer to baseball to jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu? The father told y'all. So I'm like, damn. So if he did jiu-jitsu for as long as he did that, he was so good at it. So he knows all these poses.
White belt self one thing to improve their guard. What I would tell myself is to use my feet, make sure I have connection with my feet at all times. So that can look many different ways. It can look like this, it can look like this, it can be here, wherever it is. I need to connect with my feet so I can control them. If I don't use my feet, say I'm here and I'm just like, she's got control of my feet. Now she can move my legs. I can't control her, and it's just no good. So if I use my feet, I can control her mobility and I can attack. So all these sweep submissions, they're based off of where you place your feet. Like here, right? I can sweep her like this using my feet. If she doesn't control my feet, I can lift my hips up, get to triangles, arm bars, all that kind of stuff. So where the feet go is so important. If I could tell my white belt self one thing to improve their guard, what I would tell myself is to use my feet.
So this is what you learn as a white belt. Is it like Taekwondo when you have like it's like is the white belt like, because in Taekwondo and stuff, when you're a white belt, you're a starter, right? White belt is the starter, right? Right? This is crazy. This is insanity. So as a white belt in jiu-jitsu, you already learned this? Oh, Jesus. So how many years of jiu-jitsu did Austin have and Hunter both have?
Feet, make sure I have connection with my feet at all times. So that can look many different ways. It can look like this, it can look like this, it can be here, wherever it is. I need to connect with my feet so I can control them. If I don't use my feet, say I'm here and I'm just like, she's got control of my feet. Now she can move my legs. I can't control her, and it's just no good. So if I use my feet, I can control her mobility and I can attack. So all these sweep submissions, they're based off of where you place your feet. Like here, right? I can sweep her like this using my feet. If she doesn't control my feet, I can lift my hips up, get to triangles, arm bars, all that kind of stuff. So where the feet go is so important. If I could tell my white belt, what's the main difference between gi and no gi? Well, in gi, you wear a gi, and in no gi, you don't. In close guard, don't let your opponent pin your shoulders or your hips to the mat. You need to be able to move them. So what I mean is, if she pins my shoulders to the mat, well, now I can't do anything. I can't move. If I can move my shoulders, then I can come up for Kimuras, I come up for guillotines, I come up for hip bump sweeps, but I can't do any of that if my shoulders are pinned to the mat. Same thing with the hips. If I can't move my hips, then I can't use them to attack. If I can move my hips, then I can raise them up for triangles. I can move them for arm bars, but if they're stuck in place and I can't move them, well, then I can't get any offense going. In close, why are heel hooks so feared? Well, number one, you really need your knee for everyday life. Like if you hurt your elbow, that's not good, but I mean, you can still walk. If you hurt your knee, not being able to walk severely affects your life. Number two, it doesn't take a lot of force to actually rip the ligament. So if I were to put my hips into her, drive my hips into her, it doesn't take a lot of pressure to rip the ligament. You don't need to fear heel hooks. You just need to train with people that are safe and responsible. And you as well need to be safe and responsible and tap when you need to. Why are heel hooks so feared? Well, number one, you really need your knee for everyday life. Like if you hurt your elbow, that's not good, but I mean, you can still walk. If you hurt your knee, not being able to walk severely affects your life. Number two,
look at this, y'all. These are Austin's knees. Look at Austin's knees. Jesus Christ. You heard what the man said? Yeah, Devin, stop trying so hard to see Karmelo catch a charge. Like, you've been coming into my life, like, acting like you want to see good for the boy, but you keep bringing this goofy energy. He's not going to catch a charge. So stop. Like, you sound so silly. Like, you sound hella silly. Texas law, Texas law. Yeah, Texas law, right? Self-defense in Texas isn't that much different than self-defense anywhere else in America. Like, you're doing too much. You have a boy that's 225, that's a linebacker, that plays jiu-jitsu. Wouldn't even know if you have this boy in a freaking headlock in a submission or guillotine pose with them ginormous legs that can press 315 without even a spotter. And you keep trying to see, like, oh, well, he's going to at least get a manslaughter. He's not going to get anything. Move around. We don't need your infected energy over here. There are a bunch of goofy ass black conservatives who are evil. Go over there and play. You keep writing your foolishness. I'm going to have to block you from my page. I don't have time for this. Anyways, y'all, do you see these legs? Do you see Austin's legs? Do you see his legs? Now imagine his legs grabbing you in jiu-jitsu. And whatever that pose is, what's it called again? The submission pose, whatever it is, right? The man said you don't want to injure your knee. And I'm like, damn, look at Austin's legs. Look at his legs. Look at his legs. The man knows jiu-jitsu, okay? Jiu-jitsu, even with this kid, he's not even grabbing his ass in jiu-jitsu. Look how much he's picking off the ground. Now imagine if he took this kid and he did this whole like jiu-jitsu stuff. Okay. Nobody thinks he was 130. You said he was 157. Did you not? We went over that. That's why you're exposing yourself. You are so exposing yourself. You said he was 157. Did you not? First, when you came in, you said he was 167. There's still a weight. There's still a huge difference in weight. You're like, are you actually intelligent? Right? When you first came in, you said he was 167. No, then you corrected yourself and you said, oh, I made a mistake. He's 157. I have great memory, right? So either if he's 167, that makes him what? A super middleweight. Does it take away from the fact that Austin is 225 and he's a heavyweight? You're incredibly like remedial. What are we doing here? Right? The police report said 130. So is it my fault that the police report said 130? No. But when you said, okay, he was 167, I said, okay. And we said if he was 167 per the BMI, being 5'9" and 167, he will be of a normal weight because for his age, for his height, he should be between 144 and 176. So if he's 167, he will still be of a normal BMI, right? But Austin at 17, at 225, he's overweight. Did we not go over this, right? Like you have the memory of a fly. And I don't mean the good one. I mean a fruit fly, the fat, dumb ones, right? Make it make sense. Then you corrected yourself and you said, oh, never mind. He's 157. So you made a mistake. Exactly. You made the mistake. So own your stuff. Like you're so desperate to see evil befall this young man. What is wrong with you? In your eagerness, you even gave the wrong measurement, right? Then you had to correct yourself. Okay? I went off the police report. Can't blame me for that. Make it make sense. That's what the police report said. The freak. You're so desperate. Like, I don't like, what do you get out of this? It's so bizarre. There's Anton Daniels. There's what's his name? Officer Tatum. Who else is out there? There's George, the Black Perspective. There's, I don't know, there's April. You have all these goofy ass black faces who want evil to befall this child. There's Jesse Peterson. There's Charleston White. Devin, go over there. Because that's where you belong. You don't have the critical thinking skills to be in this space. You have not earned your right to be in my space. You have not earned the right to be here because you are not showing any form of wit, and especially clever and analysis of the issue. Okay? You're not realistic. You're idiotic. And that's why we're looking at you in confusion. You're not realistic. You are idiotic. And I'm trying to give you a chance to stop exposing how dumb you are, but you're not catching the clue. You're not catching the noose, blackface. You are not catching the noose. I'm throwing something to save you. Stop exposing how dumb you are. And stop exposing your wicked heart. Because even in boxing, even at 167, they will never fight a fight. They will never put those two together because the weight is so different. Okay? Exactly. Hodge twins. Go over there. Like, it's so sick to me. You hate yourself that much. Did you get arrested when you were young and nobody had your back? Is that what it is? Because I can see it. If nobody had your back, because maybe you got cases, I don't know, and nobody had your back. So because nobody had your back, you don't want to see people having his back. Devin, I wish I would have known you. I would have had your back. Stop being so bitter. What happened to you. It happened. You got to move on. And the best way for God to bless you is to wish good for other people, right? But we already went over the weight stuff, right? You make no sense. Okay, you are really making no sense here. All you do is like you keep trying to wish evil onto someone, and you forget that you're wishing evil on yourself. Okay, here is the police report. It is not my fault. I said the boy was 130. You came in. Hold on, child. Hold on. What's happening? Right? No, cancel. Right? Hey, Hazy. Yeah, whatever. If you donate with a bad heart, like the Bible says, if you don't have love in your heart, your offerings they mean nothing. Go ask for a refund. Go ask for a refund. Okay, you came in. I said, oh, he says 130. You said, oh, no, Marlene, it says 167. I said, okay, cool. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. It really is not a problem, right? And I showed you this. I showed you this. Like, I have great memory. That's not a problem. That is not a problem, Devin. It never was a problem. The license can be outdated because maybe he was 16 or 15 when he did it. It's not a problem. I showed you this the other day. For a 17-year-old male who is 5'9" and weighs 130 pounds, it's considered underweight based on standard height and weight charts and BMI guidelines. While BMI doesn't account for all factors, it provides a general indication of whether someone is underweight, normal weight, or overweight. For someone of that height, a healthy weight range for males is typically between 144 and 176. So then when you said he was 167, I said, Devin, it's not a problem because that would just mean that he is a normal weight. It's not a problem. He's a normal weight. If he's 167, he is a normal weight because there's a range. There's a healthy weight range for a 17-year-old that is 5'9". It's 144 being the lowest to 176 pounds. So if he's at 167, he's a normal weight. You said, oh, my bad, he's 157. Did you not? Because you were in such a hurry to read the stuff. Then you came back and said, oh, no, Marlene, he's 157. I said, that's still okay if he's 157. Did we not say that? Oh, the range is 144 to 176 pounds. So at 157 or at 167, he is still of a normal weight. Then we also looked at, We also looked at for a 17-year-old. A 17-year-old male who is 6'2" and weighs 225. The individual weight is considered overweight. So ultimately, if you have a normal weight team fighting an overweight team, it is not an even fight. It's not an even fight. What are we talking? Why are we still on this? If it's not because you have evil on the inside of you, why are we doing this? Like you, Austin, you don't understand the difference between normal weight versus overweight. Karmelo is a normal weight. Austin is overweight. So even that alone, there's a problem. There's a problem. Number two, Karmelo he's probably like a running person in football. Austin is a linebacker. He tackles people. Number three, you saw Austin that said his son knows jiu-jitsu and he excelled at jiu-jitsu. And it's like we're saying all of this to you, and you want to say, "Oh, he's 157." What are we even talking about? Oh, you should read Texas law. Oh, duh. What are we doing? Exactly. And overweight is not even fat; it's straight up muscle. What are we doing? Right? I showed you a picture of freaking Austin grabbing this black kid, and you're sitting here telling me about Texas law. Yes, Texas law sides with Karmelo. If somebody who knew jiu-jitsu grabbed you, Devin, it's because you're not even big yourself. You're not even big yourself. Look how small you are. Imagine somebody who knows jiu-jitsu grabbing you and putting you in these goofy-ass positions. Would you even know how to defend yourself?
If you can't get the standard butterfly sweep going or the...
Would you even know how to release yourself? Would you even know how to let go? Devin, if somebody who knew jiu-jitsu grabbed your behind, would you even know how to fight? They are trained in locking people up. They are trained in restraining people. So imagine somebody who knows jiu-jitsu snatches your ass and they put you in a freaking jiu-jitsu lock, a submission, a guillotine, a butterfly, whatever they call them things. Do you think you would know how to get out of this? He has training in locking people down. Can you imagine? And then he has 95 pounds over you, and then he's locking you down. Like, are you exactly an armbar? If somebody who knew an armbar grabbed you and they put you like this, you, Devin, you would know how to get out of this? Okay, exactly, and that's why we know it's not ridiculous. So there's a 0 chance in Frisco, Texas, at a ULL track meet, an athlete would be allowed to beat another kid with the adults were obviously the adults were not around. You idiot, you goofy ass white people. If somebody is now dead, if all of this ensued, obviously the adults were not around. That's the big problem here. Obviously, the adults were not around. If Austin felt as though it was his duty to physically remove Karmelo, then obviously the adults were not around. So what are you even saying? What are you even saying? Like, you sound so damn stupid. Like, you white people, you consume so much content, these goofy ass Marvel movies that make y'all think you're superheroes, you're problem solver, you're geniuses, you're so smart, you drop out of Harvard at 18 because you're so damn smart, right? Stop watching so much content. Too many of you white people, you spend all of your lives consuming content. You sound so stupid, right? If adults were there, we never would have gone this far. We never would have gone this far. So obviously no adults were there. Because if adults were there, and none of this would have happened in the first place. Exactly. And that's the thing we're saying. Where were the adults? Where were the adults? So obviously the adults were not there. So go lie to somebody with this foolishness. Make it make sense. Okay? Foolishness. Bunch of dishonest people growing up in the trailer parks.
Not know each other. Frisco police and the school district declining to provide new information or interviews. The district also not responding to questions raised by a lot of parents about what kind of security these daytime track meets have. And
exactly, what kind of security do they have, right? Y'all don't even watch the news. You don't watch the news. You don't watch the news. You don't read police reports. Because your hatred, your bigotry, and your racism from Black people supersedes your ability to be intelligent. You're so damn stupid, right? You think if there were adults, it would have gone this far? Look at how far it went. Look at how far it went. One kid is dead. The other one is in the jailhouse. So obviously there were no adults around, which is extremely problematic. You don't even make any damn sense. You don't even make any damn sense. Oh, I doubt the adults would have allowed this to happen. And if they were adults and they even allowed the confrontation in the first place, they also need to be arrested. Because part of being an adult is saying this ain't even that serious. Let the kids sit here. And I repeat, going to a different school, being a competitor does not make you an enemy. But then again, it's white people. Y'all don't know how to make subtle distinctions. You can compete with someone. It does not make somebody your enemy. You sound crazy as hell. You're always in this goofy ass effervescence to be so hateful towards Black people. You embarrass yourself every single time. You have a choice between I need to be rational, I need to be Cartesian, I need to be cogent. But no, you can't do that. Because white people, it is a knee-jerk reaction for y'all to be oppressed by your own bigotry for Black people. You're so hateful. You make no damn sense. Had adults been there, would they have gone that far? And if adults were present and it went that far, they also need to be arrested. They need to be charged. Because what kind of adults sit here and watch all of this melee go down in the rain at 9 o'clock in the morning? Shameful behavior. But then again, it probably was white people there because y'all raise your kids like freaking animals. Raise your kids like wolves. Don't make no damn sense. Even the parents. Even the parents all these parents are asking, where were the adults? We don't even know what the adults were. So how can you say how it would have gone, how far it would have went? You ever know, did you see a video? You didn't see shit. But one thing we do know is that the father said that his son knows jiu-jitsu. So get out of here with that. The father said, my son knows jiu-jitsu. So there you go. We're sticking to the facts, not your goofy ass racial narrative about Black people. Go seek help. What the heck? Am I still here or am I gone, Kevin? Can you see me, Kevin? Because y'all keep writing fair use. Do you see me? What happened? Do y'all see me? Kevin, am I here? Hello, Kevin, type quick. Do you see me? Sure. Y'all take forever to type. Do you see me? Yes or no? Okay, I'm fine. Okay, good. You got me scared. All right. So I'm like, this is crazy. This is really, really crazy. This is crazy. Y'all know you're a big man. Okay. Oh, they can do whatever they want to do, child. They're not going to be successful. Okay. Karmelo's not a killer. You don't even know how you got. Y'all just write things. You are so silly. You are so silly. Just because somebody died does not make somebody a killer. You don't even know what happened. It never occurred to you that if he's being tossed around, that maybe Austin just landed on the knife? It never occurred to you? You sound so silly. You sound so, y'all just want to use these words on Black people. No. Like I said, y'all keep playing these games, right? And Hunter is going to be the one charged with his brother's death. Keep playing these words. Keep playing with these words. Keep playing with these words, and you will see Hunter will be charged with his brother's death. You sound crazy. You sound crazy. It was raining. Here is the venue. Oh my gosh, white people are just so white people are something else. It was raining. Okay. It was raining. People are fighting around the stairs, the metal bleachers. On top of that, Karmelo most likely was wearing his cleats. Okay. I repeat, most likely Karmelo was wearing his cleats. Okay. You don't even know how this knife ended in that boy's chest. You have no idea. But because you're racist, you have to assume that Karmelo just grabbed the knife and he just ran towards Austin and just put it in his chest, because that's the easy thing for racists to believe, right? You have to believe that, oh, Black people are so hateful that the boy, he grabbed the knife and he just ran up to somebody who knows jiu-jitsu. Somebody who knows jiu-jitsu. You would think a man who knows jiu-jitsu, somebody could just walk up to him and put a knife in his heart. Most likely they slipped. Most likely they slipped. So that don't make you a murderer. It's an unfortunate situation, because I think everybody could have learned from this. But just because somebody was stabbed in the heart does not mean they were murdered. Austin could have done that to himself. And that's why you have to wait to go to court before you spew out all your hateful, nasty narratives towards Black people. Okay? Make it make sense. It doesn't matter if it's not dangerous. That day, Frisco itself can be a beautiful city. Okay? No. Frisco itself can be a beautiful city. It can be a wonderful, magnanimous, gorgeous, harmonious, peaceful city. I've never been there. I don't know. But it's not about Frisco. It's about what happened in that track meet at 9 o'clock in the morning and the energy that Austin chose to bring in the rain. Right? I'm not going to do my hair. You people, your obsession with my hair. White people, you go do your hair. Okay? My hair. Dog hair. You go do your hair. You probably have lice in your crap. Go do your hair. So it doesn't matter. Or maybe it does matter, because if Frisco is as beautiful as you say it is, then why couldn't Austin display the Frisco love? Okay? Fresco. Okay? Why couldn't he display Frisco love and let this young man sit there and while he waits the rain to die down? So you got to pick a side. Either Frisco is peaceful and beautiful or it's not. Right? Yeah, they have linked for a well, exactly. So yeah, he could have found the knife. It happens. People fight. It happens. You never heard of a freak accident? It happens. Like, what the heck? That's why you gotta wait for stuff. You don't even know. You haven't seen the autopsy. You don't even know which angle the heart was perforated at. You don't even know anything. All you allow is your racist white mind to just run rapid and just fill your heart with all these hateful thoughts you have about Black people. He could have fell on the knife. It could happen. He could have fell on the knife. They both could have failed. You don't even know. You have no idea. You haven't you haven't even seen Karmelo's clothes to see where the blood landed on Karmelo. You haven't even seen anything. Like, y'all, like, you goofy ass white people, you act like you've taken all these forensic classes and you know so much. How do you people know more than the police? How do you even know more than the DA? You're a bunch of random people on the internet. Like, you sound crazy. We don't care who you support or who you don't support. It doesn't matter. We don't care. You don't matter. You're not the judge. You're not the jury. You're not the DA. And you're also not, you're also not the defense attorney. No one cares who you support. Your support here is irrelevant. Don't give yourself too much credit. You don't matter. You're a stranger on the internet. They even have the courage to put your real name and your real face. So who cares? You're a coward. No one cares. No one really, really cares. I promise you that. Anyways, let's resume. Where was I, you guys? So I came here to play this one video before I forget myself, right? Oh, let this man say this. This is really important too, huh? Let this man say this. Let the man say this.
Division. There are 17 officially recognized weight divisions in the sport of boxing. You might be thinking, wow, that is way too many. But the reason that there are so many is actually quite nice. The reason there are so many is really twofold. It's fairness and safety.
Okay. So he's saying that in the world of boxing, they have 17 different weight classes, weight divisions, in order to keep the sport of boxing fair and safe. Okay, so you have 17 weight classes in boxing. There are two reasons for that. It's because you want to keep the world of boxing, you want to keep the sport of boxing fair and safe. So you separate people per weight. Okay, so let him explain this. Let him go.
So, fairness. Why are there so many weight categories? Think of this as an example. You've got a undefeated Russian fighter who weighs 250 pounds.
Okay.
And you've got an undefeated Filipino fighter who weighs 115 pounds. Now, if they were to fight each other, the Russian would win.
Exactly.
Most likely the Russian would win because of the massive weight difference. When you've got such a large weight difference, you know, the higher a weight you are against a lower weight, the higher weight would have huge advantages in power and punch resistance.
Okay. So he's saying if that Russian dude that is 250, because remember, Austin is 225. The Russian guy he showed, he's 250. Okay. Karmelo is 130 to 157. So he's closer to the Filipino guy. So what he is saying is that there's a huge advantage in power and punch resistance. So if you're 225 and you punch into someone that is either 130 to 157 or 167, your punch has more power and it has more punch resistance. And we know this because anybody who has studied physics understand that force equals mass times acceleration. So if your mass is somewhere around 225 times your acceleration, your force exceeds that of somebody who's 130 to 157 times their acceleration. So somebody at 225 punching someone even at 2 miles per hour, or even punching somebody at 1.5 miles per hour. 1.5 miles per hour, we're already at like 340 pounds. So he's 225 and he's punching you at a speed of 1.5 miles per hour. He just injected into you 340 pounds. That is not a joke. Now, if he's 130 to 167 punching you back at 1.5 miles per hour, it don't even give, I don't even think it gives 200 pounds. Okay, so that's why he's talking about power and punch resistance, because force matters. But I think a lot of these white people, because they live in trailer parks and they have a trailer park education, they probably never even made it to one course in physics. Otherwise, it's not that hard. But because we have a lot of racist white people in the back, let's just give them the equation for force. Hold on. Equation for force. Oh, Lord. Trump should be doing this, not me. Okay, Linda, what's her name? Linda Mahone, whatever her name is. That's her job, not mine. Okay, so here is the equation. You guys still here? Hold on, my bad. Okay, here is the equation for force. Force has an equation. It's called the Newton's second law of motion. But then again, I think a lot of these trailer park white folks, they never made it to physics, so I don't know. Force is what? Force equals mass times acceleration. You go figure out what Austin's mass is. Okay, because I think you have to remove gravity because weight is mass times gravity. You will have to find his mass. So you remove gravity, which is like 9 point something from 225. Multiply that by acceleration, whether it's 1 mile per hour, 1.5 mile per hour, or even 5 miles per hour. I don't know. Multiply that. Do the same equation for Karmelo, either at 130 or 157 times his acceleration. Yeah, it's not equal. Okay, it's definitely not equal. Somebody that's 225 punching someone that's 167 can inflict more harm than someone who's 167 hitting them at the same speed. It's not equal. It's not equal. The fight was never equal. And that's why in boxing, you don't put these people in the same weight division because you're going to kill someone, the smaller person. You have somebody that's 225 fight someone that's 167. You're asking for murder. You are truly asking for murder. And then do that in the rain. Do it in the rain. That is crazy. Around concrete and metal sheets of bleachers made out of metal sheets. Foolishness. Foolishness. Anyways, let the man keep talking. Oh.
And then the opposite would be true for the person at the much lower weight when you're comparing the two. That's really the reason that there are so many weight divisions. The fairness angle comes in with if you have got good technique, if you are a skilled fighter.
And mind you, skilled fighter. Mind you, Austin's also a person who knows jiu-jitsu. So he's definitely a skilled fighter because he knows jiu-jitsu. He's not just a linebacker. He knows how to do jiu-jitsu. And I'm gonna play one of his reels so you can see how he tackles people. Hold on.
You should be fighting someone at the same weight as you.
Exactly. So if Austin is 225, I don't care what you are. I don't care what you are. So if you're 225, you need to fight someone that is 225 as well. You're not 225 fighting people that are 157 and 167. That is out of order. And I also feel like, just like boxing, linebackers also, they should be treated like boxers. Boxers have to register their hands as a weapon because you're trained to fight. When you are a linebacker and you also know jiu-jitsu, you have to understand that you are a killing machine. You got to move around like a boxer. So you, of all people, you should be calm. You should be collected. You should always try to diffuse the situation because physically, technically, in terms of a fighter, you have the advantage. You're way stronger. You're way bigger. You have way more skills. You know the guillotine, the whatever arm lock, and this, and that. You learn all of this in jiu-jitsu, right? So you, of all people, you should be the calmer one in the situation. You should be calm because you know you're powerful and you know you're trained to kill. You understand? You see this goofy ass. You see this. Hold on. Wait a minute. You see this skinny ass black kid sitting there. Hold on. Let me make this bigger. Y'all, I don't think y'all can see this properly, right? You see the skinny ass black kid with them little tiny ass mosquito legs sitting under your tent, and it got you shook. No, you're being a bully. To whom much is given, much is required. The heavier the crown, the bigger the head. Okay. To whom much is given, much is required. You were given more in weight. You were given more in height. You were given more in fight skills, whether it's a linebacker, whether it's through your physical work with the weightlifting, and also with you knowing jiu-jitsu. More was given to you, Austin. So to whom much is given, much is required. And we require calmness. We require passivity. We require for you to diffuse a situation. We require for you to be chill because you know way more than somebody else. You see somebody with mosquito legs when your legs are big. Like y'all, have y'all seen his legs? Let me show you Austin's legs. Huh? This boy has everything on his. He has everything on his Twitter account. Y'all want to see his legs? You want to see his legs? I saw his legs. You see? Look at his legs, y'all. Look at his legs. That's him right here, 11. Okay? He says 6 feet, some pounds versus ATH. Physical and high football, high IQ. Film speaks. Okay. Look at his legs. Look at his legs, y'all. Look at this person's legs. Look at his arms. Look at his quads. Okay, and so Karmelo looks like this. This black boy here, number 2, this is more Karmelo's physiology, like his morphology. Karmelo favors this guy a bit more because most likely this guy, he's the running back. Okay, so he probably runs track too. He could have been Karmelo's friend that was under the tent. What do I know? But Karmelo would favor this guy. Here is Austin. Jesus Christ. Do you see them legs? Okay, telling someone to leave, and if they refuse, you put your hands on them, is considered bullying. Okay, Hunter said this is what happened. Look at this boy's legs, y'all. Look at his legs. Now imagine somebody with them legs like that holding your ass in a jiu-jitsu pose. Okay, right? Imagine him doing this to you in jiu-jitsu. Imagine that. You see them legs. Okay, them legs is big, y'all. These are some big legs. These are not small legs. Look at this. Y'all see? Hold on. Where's the first video about the whole jiu-jitsu child? Jiu-jitsu with those big legs. Hold on. Let me find his brother's page. Let me go on his actual page. Hold on. Sir. Hold on. This is ridiculous. Jordan teaches jiu-jitsu. Let me subscribe to your channel. Thank you, Jordan, because you're helping me today. Okay. But look at all of this. Look at all of this. What is this?
The crucifix is going for the arm bar. And the way I set this up a lot is I have their arm trapped with my hook, and then they manage to get past my bottom hook like this. And all I'm going to do is switch my legs to here.
And see the legs, you see? And it seems to me that the legs play a fundamental part in jiu-jitsu. So the stronger the legs, the more you can paralyze, neutralize your opponent. Right? One more time. Y'all got to see these legs. Okay? One more time. Here are his legs. Look at these legs, y'all. Look at these legs. Now imagine him doing a crucifix on your ass. Okay? Imagine him doing a crucifix on your ass with them big ass legs. How are you going to get out of this? How are you going to get out of this? Jesus Christ.
So I had them in a crucifix, and I just press my hips in and get the arm bar like that. One attack I really like from the crucifix is going for the arm bar. And the way I set this up a lot is I have their arm trapped with my hook, and then they manage to get past my bottom hook like this. And all I'm going to do is switch my legs to here. So I have them in the crucifix, and I just press my hips in and get the arm bar like that. One attack I really like from the crucifix is going for the arm bar. And the way I set this up a lot is I have their arm trapped with my hook, and then they manage to get past my bottom hook like this. And all I'm going to do is switch my legs to here. So I have them in the crucifix, and I just press my hips in and get the arm bar like that. One attack I really like from the crucifix is going for the arm bar. And the way I set this up a lot is I have their arm trapped with my hook, and then they manage to get past my bottom hook like this. And all I'm going to do is switch my legs to here. So I have them in the crucifix, and I just press my hips in and get the arm bar like
No. Look at his legs. I'm just let this sit here. This is going to sit here for a few minutes. Let me let this right here. I want you to imagine those legs around you having your ass in the crucifix. Oh, Jesus. Even Jesus didn't make it out the cross. Even Jesus did not make it out the cross. So how exactly was Karmelo going to make it out the cross? Jesus on the cross. Make it make sense. And it's kind of disrespectful to name something after Jesus on the cross, though. Y'all, even Jesus Christ, I mean, this is a white Jesus, but you get the point, right? Even Jesus did not make it out the crucifix. Okay? And he's skinny too, huh? The skinny white Jesus, okay? Even this skinny white Jesus did not make it out the crucifix. So how exactly was Karmelo going to make it out? A crucifix? You can put somebody in a crucifix? Jesus Christ. I'm going to let this one sit here for a minute. Y'all got to take this in. Look at his legs, y'all. Number 11. And if you see Karmelo's leg, they look like more like number 2. Okay? Look at Karmelo's legs. Number 2. Look at number 2. Look at player and number 2. Okay? This is insanity. This is insanity. If that guy in jersey number 2 was even being put in a crucifix by Austin, he's not coming out of this. He is not coming out of this. Okay? He is not coming out of this. This is insanity. And that's why people need to keep their hands to themselves, especially big people. When you know that you're big, you're strong, you're a linebacker, and you're trained for jiu-jitsu, you should not put your hands on people. Okay? Like, this makes no sense to me. This makes no sense to me. How can you not be afraid for your life? How can you not be afraid for your life? Now, let's go back over here. What the man said, you need to fight people the same weight as you. And there's no way he can tell his weight because he was wearing his uniform. So you know he's smaller than you. And he still did it anyways. Bully.
Same weight as you, because then you're just going,
let's go.
Same weight. I've got good technique. If you're a skilled fighter, you should be fighting someone the same weight as you, because then you're just going off against skill versus skill. You're not fighting someone who is an entire foot taller than you or is like 50 pounds heavier than you. It's completely fair. You've got
exactly. See, if Austin, Hunter, and Karmelo were all the same size like this right here, like these two men are they're about the same size, same height. If the fight looked like this and Karmelo used the knife, that would be excessive. That would definitely be excessive because same height, same size. But we're not talking about this, y'all. We're talking about this. This is not what we're talking about. Okay? This ain't what we're talking about. We are talking about this. Okay? Hold on. It's coming. Forgive me. My computer is slow. Okay? This is what we're talking about now. This is not a fair fight. 2 versus 1. Let's start there. So first is 2 versus 1. And then this guy is 250. So Hunter is like slightly smaller. And then you have this guy here, 115. How is that even serious? And to say that when there's 2 against 1, you don't have the right to use some kind of weapon to level out the playing field, it's just white people being racist per usual. Make it make sense. It's not a fair fight. It was never even fair. 1-on-1, it wouldn't have been fair. 2 against 1, oh, definitely not. And then 2 people who are also trained in jiu-jitsu, oh no. Oh, no. Oh, no. You know, and I think that the thing about white people are so accustomed to gaslighting people. They think everybody's just so dumb and falls for their BS pedestrian ass logic. Nobody's impressed. Nobody's impressed. Okay? Everybody here is going to use their intelligence. We're going to put the facts together and we're going to get to the bottom of this. Hold on. Where's the video? Okay. So let's go back. Let the man say it again.
Weight divisions. The fairness angle comes in with if you have got good technique, if you are a skilled fighter, you should be fighting someone at the same weight as you, because then you're just going off against skill versus skill. You're not fighting someone who is an entire foot taller than you or is like 50 pounds heavier than you. It's completely fair. You've got two people roughly around the same height and most importantly, the same weight on the day before the fight.
Okay, you see? He said, not only do you have somebody that's the same weight, the same height as you, but most importantly, the same weight on the same weight, what? On the day before the fight. So the day before the fight, y'all got to have the same weight. Well, we already know that, first of all, Karmelo and Austin never had the same weight the day before this happened, because the day before, Austin was 225. And the day before, Karmelo was either 157 or like 157 to 167. So they never, ever, ever had the same weight the day before the fight. So it was never a fair fight. And now it's 2 versus 1. So do that too, huh? Here's the mother. Here's the mother. Hear the mama say it. Okay, hear the mother say it.
No, it's your baby. Yeah. He was my big baby. He was 225 pounds. Both of them big boys.
Okay, so she's saying what? Let her say it again.
No, it's your baby. Yeah. He was my big baby. He was 225 pounds. Both of them big boys.
Okay. So she's saying, oh yeah, he was my big baby. He was 225 pounds. Both of them big boys. Huh? And both of them know jiu-jitsu, right? Both of them know jiu-jitsu. Let the daddy say it again. Let the daddy say it again, y'all. Let the daddy say it again.
Coaches, colleges, contacting. He is one of the most outstanding. Him and his brother both have been athletes all their lives, from soccer to baseball to jiu-jitsu to football. They did it all, and they excelled every time. And
okay, they excelled every time. Oh my Lord! So they excel at the crucifix. They excel at the guillotine. They excelled at whatever these things are called in jiu-jitsu. Yes, Egyptian. It's not even 400. Egyptian. It's either from like, because I think Hunter is smaller. He's not as big as his brother. So maybe he's like 200. So for me, I think it's like from 425 to 400 pounds. Okay. So now let's do this, because we do have some racist white people in the back. Let's do this. Okay. 425 minus 157 pounds. Okay, so let's do this. So on that day, there is a 268-pound difference. Matter of fact, let me do it again for the white folks, share. Let me do it better for the white people. Karmelo is 157. He's being accosted by 2 people who collectively weigh 425 pounds. Okay, so it's a negative 268 pounds. Okay, there is a weight difference of 268 pounds. When those 2 ginormous sons of Thor and Igor decide to accost this young man at 157. Now, if it's just Austin, let's say it's just Austin. Let me change this to a 2, right? Okay. So see, if it's Austin accosting Karmelo, we still have a 68-pound difference. This is crazy. This is crazy. And that's just the weight. It's not even including the fighting skills, because the daddy just told us the son excelled at jiu-jitsu. So you have the weight, you have the girth, but you also have the fighting skills, which are not even comparable, because Austin knows jiu-jitsu and the daddy said he excelled. Okay? The father said he excelled. Let the father say it again for all the racist folks in the back. Let him say it again.
Colleges, contacting. He is one of the most outstanding. Him and his brother both have been athletes all their lives, from soccer to baseball to jiu-jitsu to football. They did it all, and they excelled every time. And I told them, you guys are so lucky because not everyone has your talent.
Oh, there you go. Let the daddy say it again. Let the daddy say it again. They excelled. And he even said you're lucky because not everybody has your talent. But you didn't teach your big ass sons to be mindful of that and not bully small people. White folks, they raise their kids like wolves. Gentle parenting. They got these ginormous kids and they do gentle parenting on these ginormous kids. When your kids are that big, you can't be doing gentle parenting. These are some big ass people. Let him say it again, y'all. In the words of Dr. Umar, he got to say it again. Say it again. Somebody, and where is Dr. Umar when I need him?
Coaches and teammates. He's had multiple coaches, colleges contacting. He is one of the most outstanding, him and his brother both have been athletes all their lives, from soccer to baseball to jiu-jitsu to football. They did it all and they excelled every time. And I told them, you guys are so lucky because not everyone has your talent.
Okay, because not everyone has your talent. And also not everybody has their strength. Because
they did it all and they excelled every time. And I told them, you guys are so lucky because not everyone has
your talent. So now here is, let's do this again, right? This is a video of Austin pressing 315. Okay, so 3 sets of 4. So he lifted 315 12 times, okay? For the slow white people in the back who grew up on the trailers, 3 times 4, it makes 12, okay? All right, cool. You see this, right? This is his page with the check mark. Cool. 315 for work today. Felt very smooth. 3 sets of 4. This kid was a man child. All right, let me bring the calculator for the white people in the back. If Karmelo weighs 157, 157 times 2 makes what? It makes 314. Okay. No, these people are crazy. White people are so cute to me. They're so adorable. They're just so cute. And fortunately, I don't want to pet them. I might get my hands dirty. I don't feel like petting them. They're cute from afar, like in a zoo. Put it behind a glass so I can observe their barbaric ways. Okay. White people are so cute to me. The little furry creatures. Don't feel like petting them, but I will kindly observe from a glass. Oh, barbaric white children. Sore sight to see. Neanderthals, where is Dr. Umar when you need him? So if Karmelo is 157, 157 multiplied by 2, it makes what? 314. Right? Do you guys know? I told y'all, God is good. She said they bite. God is good, y'all. Okay? Like, God is good, y'all. Somebody said the Christian bullies. Okay? 157 times 2, it makes 314. You know, you guys, I know a lot of Black people got so mad when Trump said that he wants to dismantle the Department of Education. I hope today you'll see everything Trump says ain't bad. You see, white children deserve a better education. White children deserve better teachers. White children deserve more homework, less gentle parenting, better book, and a rigorous level of coursework to help white children evolve from their pedestrian, simpleton ways of thinking to a more witty, intellectual, clever, cogent way of thinking. We have to challenge white children to be smarter than this. I mean, mind you, in 2025, they're anxiously waiting for jobs from China. 2025, you have white people born in the most powerful country in the world. They are part of a first world country. America is a superpower. And these white American people want the job of a Chinese man. They want to work in factories, y'all. They're not ambitious, White people are not ambitious. They're simpletons. They are quite simpletons. And you see, that's why everything they eat comes out of a can, just like dog food. Their fruits are in the can, their juices in the can, their meat are in the can, their vegetable are in the can, and even their education manual comes out of a can. White people deserve a proper plate of nutritious food and proper, sound, rigorous education. Okay, we got to do something for these people, y'all. So me, I say this. I support Trump in dismantling the Department of Education because even I want white children to have a rigorous course load. They deserve better. I do believe they're capable of better. You understand? But right now, we have to deal with what we got to deal with. And unfortunately, it's trailer park education and not enough white matter. More white people ought to take creatine. Creatine, it gives you more white matter for your brain. But here we are. 157 times 2, it makes 314. You understand me? That's not me. That's math. But in this instance, it's Google, right? 157 times 2, it makes 314. I wish Julia Childs was here to do some kind of jingle for these white kids, you know? Okay, yeah, they need Julia Child, y'all. They need her. Sound of Music. I'm sure she would find a way to say this. Okay, what was that? What's her name? The lady from what's her name? Mary Poppins. What's her name? Julie Andrews. Sorry, my bad. Julie Andrews. My bad, Queen. Sorry, white woman. Okay, white people probably need Julie Andrews to break this down for them. Okay, they probably need Julie Andrews. 157 multiplied by 2, it gives you 314. Okay, they probably need Julie Andrews to come from the dead, resurrect, okay, and create a nice little jingle for these white children, like Sound of Music, for them to understand that when you're so big, you keep your hands to yourself in the rain. I don't know. Chim chimney, what will you do? You'll keep your hands to yourself because you're so big. Chim chimney, chim chiroo. When you're a white boy, you gotta stay to yourself. Don't touch all the kids who are just sitting there. Okay? I don't know. Julie Andrews, girl. Tell me. Oh, she's still alive. Oh, I already killed this white woman. My bad. I thought she was dead, y'all. She's alive. Well, somebody go. I will give her some money so she can come up with a jingle for these white people. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. Chim chimney, what will you do? You're not gonna bother with boy Karmelo. Chim chimney, what will you do? You'll keep your hands to yourself because you're so big. Chim chimney, what will you do? You'll keep your big thighs to yourself because you're so big. When you know jiu-jitsu, you gotta walk away. I don't know. You know, these white kids, they need jingles for everything. Make it make sense. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Chim chimney, mind your business. He's waiting for the rain to just die down. Chim chimney, there's a Negro under your tent. Do not panic. He's not going to rob you. He's just trying to run track. Chim chimney, oh white people, don't you get tired of always being so racist? Chim chimney, what will you do? You'll just let it play out. The rain is about to die down. The black boy is going to leave. Chim chimney, what will you do? You'll just learn to be a good sportsman at a track meet. Amen. Because, you know, you got to put songs for these people. They grew up watching Songs of Music, Mary Poppins, what's it called? Sleeping Beauty, Snow White. These people need jingles. White people need jingles. Because I feel like when you have a cogent conversation with white people, they don't understand it because you're not singing. Okay? You're not singing. You really got to sing for these people. Chim chimney, what will you do? You'll just turn around and wait. The Negro will leave. We don't have to attack him. Exactly. You don't have to. Chim chimney, what will you do? You'll keep your big thighs to yourself. Because that's the way to go. Chim chimney, what will you do? You're not gonna do jiu-jitsu on Karmelo. Chim chimney, what will you do? You resist the urge of being so racist. Chim chimney, what will you do? You'll just learn that walking around with bias, stereotype, and bigotry is ugly. Okay? How about that? Foolishness. Okay, no, close enough. I'm not too far from Nigeria, but I do consider myself to be an honorary Nigerian, so I love it too. That's no problem. Okay? Lacey said I'm on the floor. Y'all just in there just dying. Y'all like my little song? No, I'm serious. I feel like they grew up with jingles. They truly grew up with jingles. So you got to talk to white people in a way that white people are actually going to understand what you're saying. It has to be a jingle. Julie Andrews, okay, come out of retirement, sis. Come out of retirement. This is insanity. This is really insane. This is insanity. What are we even talking about? So my point is, I will say it again. 157 multiplied by 2, it gives 314. Austin could have lifted Karmelo off the ground 3 sets of 4. I know that's right. Okay. So here is Austin telling y'all he took 315 for work. It felt very smooth. 3 sets of 4. He could have lifted Karmelo twice Like, if there were 2 Karmelos, he would have snatched them up and he would have gone like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. He would have done it 3 times. So, Karmelo, oh, that's nothing for him. He was 16, y'all. Look at the date, y'all. Look at the date. What is it over here? April 26th. That's my little sister's birthday. April 26, 2024. So he was 16 years old, right? So even at the age of 16, he could have grabbed 2 Karmelos, okay? Put them right here and go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put them down. Lift them back up again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put him down. Pick his ass back up again. No, they're asses because it got to be 2, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. So Karmelo at 157, oh, that's light work. That's easy work. No, you're welcome, Bobo. That's easy work. 157, that's easy work. And you see no spotters. He's doing it by himself. He said it felt smooth. Okay, felt very smooth. The boy's telling you. Okay, so he could have lifted Karmelo off the. I'm understanding why the boy had to get the knife. It's funny how people want to tell you what you should have done, how you should have reacted when they didn't see the threat themselves. You know, we have a saying in French, right? We have a saying in French, and it says the person who saw the lion and the person who didn't see the lion. Well, it's not really French, but it's an African proverb. But it's mostly like, I guess, like an Ivorian proverb. And it says that the person who saw the lion and the person who didn't see the lion, they don't run the same. Right? You get that, right? Because when you saw the lion, you run it. Oh, hell no. Right? But when you haven't seen the lion, you know, you might be strolling because you didn't see it. You understand me, right? The one who saw the threat versus the one who didn't see the threat, they're not going to have the same reaction. Right? And also, it's happening in the rain. You have a lot of people who are comfortably dry. I repeat, you have a lot of people who are comfortably dry. They're comfortably safe. They're at home. They're at McDonald's, Chick-fil-A. You know, they love to be obese out here, chair, right? But they're dry. They're safe. And they have proper shoes on. You understand me? Right? They got proper shoes on. And then they want to tell somebody who was wearing cleats in the rain that weighs 130 pounds how he should have felt. You didn't see the threat. You didn't see the threat. It's like, you know how they, I think they even say, I think there's a way of saying it in English, like, when you're closer to the heat, there's a saying, I forgot how it goes, but it's kind of saying like when you're closer to the heat, you know how it feels. When you're further away from the heat, you're thinking it's still chilly. Yeah, because you're away from the heat. So it's very rich. It's very, very rich to be safe, to be dry, because you're dry. It was raining. You're dry. You're safe. You're wearing proper shoes. And you're not being physically threatened by 2 big old giants to say, oh, but that's excessive. Oh, but you shouldn't have done that. Of course, you weren't there. And not there, and not just that you weren't there, but literally, you were not in Karmelo's shoes. Right? You're not in his shoes. You're not in his body. You're not even in his heart. You don't know the level of fear that he felt. Also, another thing, you never took his heart rate. Oh, yes. You never saw his heart rate because your heart rate will tell you how scared you are. That boy could have been in zone 5, zone 6. Let me show you something real quick. Let me show you something. Heart rate zones. These people are crazy. These people are crazy. White people are crazy. Okay? Let me show you what zones look like. You understand, right? You don't know. You don't know what his heart rate was like. Because fear will make your heart start pacing really, really, really fast. Okay? So look at this. Look at this. Okay? These are heart rate zones. So let's go for like 20 because he's like 17. But I'm just saying, like, you don't even know if his heart rate was over 170 beats per minute. You have no idea. People are just so dumb. I swear, like, this is why Trump said we pay $44,000 per student and we got the worst kind of student. If I was in China right now, if I was in Korea right now, if I was in Japan right now, they would understand me perfectly. You don't even know his heart rate. You have no idea what his heart rate was. You understand? We don't have one heart rate. We have a multitude of heart rate. It goes from 0, or I think even like all the way up to 6, or even, I don't know, right? But your heart rate can go up to like 185, even 190. I've had my heart go that far before. You understand me? Right? They could have, because he's won against that whole team. You know, he was under their tent. So there's more of them than there is him, which is why I don't even understand why they were even bothered that he was sitting there. There's more of you than there is him. He was by himself. He didn't have a school with him. He had nobody from his school, right? But you have no idea. You don't even know. You see, look at this, right? This stuff is real, y'all. This stuff is real. You know, I made a video about this on what's it called? On TikTok, you know, I got like 3 million views, okay? Because I was dropping facts per usual, you know, it's me. Hello, right? You understand? But if your heart rate, because that's what fear does to people. And that's why God gave us adrenal glands, right? Because our adrenal glands, they release the cortisol and then they release adrenaline, right? This is where we got the, what's it called, fight or flee response. It's the real thing in human beings, right? And so if you trigger, if you're really, really afraid, you're really, really scared, your heart rate can start to jump because you're starting to produce adrenaline and you're starting to produce cortisol. So you don't even know. You're safe, you're dry, right? You have a normal heart rate and you're sitting there opining on what he should have done and what he shouldn't have done. You have to put yourself in the same exact conditions as Karmelo at that day, 9 o'clock in the morning. You're what is it called? 9 o'clock in the morning. This is your body. You're this small. These are your goofy ass mosquito legs. Okay. You're sitting out there wearing cleats and stuff. Your feet are not stable. Look at the sole of the shoe. Your feet are not stable. Right. And then you have this ginormous dude walking up to you like, hey, you gotta go, you gotta go, pushing you and shoving you. You don't even know. And that's why a lot of y'all, these people, they're not good test takers because you don't even know how to take a proper test. That's why when you go to take a test, you fail the test. Because even when you study for the test, you're not trying to mimic testing conditions to see how your heart will feel. That's why so many people they're bad test takers because they do bad under pressure. Right? It's your heart rate, right? The higher your heart rate is, the harder it is to be calm because you're scared. And when you start to be scared, your brain tells your adrenal gland to start pumping out cortisol and adrenaline. So you can't say, oh, I would have reacted this way. Yeah, you're dry, you're safe, you're wearing proper shoes, and you have a normal heart rate. So why do I care what you think? Right? And not just that, you're not his size and you're not his weight, and you're not even seeing what he's seeing. As they say in the Ivory Coast, the person who saw the lion and the person who didn't see the lion, they don't run the same. I think there's an adage here somewhere. Okay, yeah, I probably will. Okay, there's a way of saying it in American English. It's like if you're close to the fire or like if you can't stand, there's something about the heat, like you know what I'm saying. But that's how we say it in the Ivory Coast. It's like the person who saw the lion and the person who didn't see the lion, they don't run the same. Let me see if I can find it for y'all. Okay, attends. La personne qui a vu le lion et celle qui ne l'a pas vu, attends, n'ont pas la même façon de courir. Attends. Let me see if I can fix it. Attends. La personne qui a vu. Oh, maybe I gotta go to the Okay, you see, it's right there. You see this? Right? It's a French thing, like everybody says it. Celui qui a vu le lion. So the one who saw the lion. Et celui que le lion ont vu n'a pas la même façon de courir. Let me see if I can open over you so you can see. Like, hold on. Oh, Lord Jesus. Let me make this bigger for y'all. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Hold on. This Facebook stuff, I always like to expose people. Hold on. Let me see this. Let me go back. How do I make this bigger? I need to make this bigger. Chop Facebook. This is crazy. Hold on. Open up. I'm showing myself. You crazy. Oh, Lord. Let me just take a screenshot. This is so ridiculous. This is really ridiculous. But whatever. Okay, hold on. Where can I find this for y'all? Okay, some threads. Okay, hold on. Okay, there you go. So maybe this one will be better, right? Hopefully y'all see this. Okay, so this is how we say it in French. Celui qui a vu le lion et celui que le lion a vu. Okay, so the one that saw the lion and the one that the lion saw. n'ont pas la même manière de courir. They don't have the same way of running. Okay, it's a real thing. What does that mean? If you saw the lion, it's one thing. For the lion to have seen you means that you didn't see the lion. So you're probably walking towards danger. Does that make sense? Hopefully you understand this, right? African people have really cool proverbs, yo. Let me see if I can, let me put this here for y'all. Hold on. Let me see if I can translate this. Hold on. French to English. Hold on. And so y'all see what I mean. I thought. So put this. Let me put this in here. Hold on. French to English. Enter the text. Okay. You see? So look at this, right? Celui que le lion a vu, non, celui qui a vu le lion et celui que le lion a vu n'ont pas la même manière de courir. The one who saw the lion and the one whom the lion saw, okay, do not run in the same way. And that's the fact. Because the one that the lion saw, he's not even aware that the lion saw him. So he doesn't even know. He's about to make you into his lunch. You're about to be this lion's lunch. He has no idea because he didn't see the lion. But the one who saw the lion didn't see him. So he's running to save himself. You understand? So that's why I say, when it comes to people saying, oh, Karmelo overreacted, Karmelo committed murder, Karmelo this and that, I'm like, yeah, that's easy for you to say. I repeat, not only are you dry, because it was raining, not only do you have proper shoes on, okay, right? Not only, I'm sure there's a way of saying Creole. There's a way, okay? But you are sitting there in your house, in your car, at your office, you're dry, you're safe, you have a normal heartbeat. And not just that, you're not wearing cleats. You didn't see what he saw. You didn't even see it, right? To this day, there's so many people who don't even know how much Austin weighs. You didn't see it. And you didn't see two of those against one. You didn't see it. You were not there. So you can't sit there and say, well, I wouldn't have done this or this is too much. I repeat, the one who saw the lion and the one whom the lion saw do not run in the same way, right? And that's why sometimes in life, it's better to keep your mouth shut. Because like, you know what? I don't know what that feels like. There you go. Don't victim shame. Don't victim blame. Karmelo's a victim here. Okay? Celui que le lion a vu et celui qui a vu le lion, pardon, celui qui a vu le lion et celui que le lion a vu n'ont pas la même manière de courir. You will not run the same because you didn't see the same threat. So of course, you're not going to have the same reaction. Oh, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done this. Bien sûr, you were not there, mademoiselle. You were not there. Had you been there, you probably would have done worse. Right? That's what you don't know. You were not there. And most importantly, nobody measured Karmelo's heart rate when he was feeling what he was feeling. Because you get to a certain level, and maybe I need to explain that to a lot of white people because once again, they don't have a good education. You get to a certain level. This is even biochemistry. It's also biophysics. This is really thermodynamics for real, for real. You get to a certain level of a heart rate, your brain goes into fear mode. It just triggers your adrenaline and your adrenal gland, and you start pumping out cortisol and you start pumping out adrenaline. This is why we say when somebody's overweight, morbidly overweight, they need to be walking for weight loss as opposed to running and doing HIIT and things like that because it's too much. Your heart rate is going too fast. You're going to harm yourself more than you're doing good. That's why fat people need to walk. Steady state cardio is the best way to burn fat because not only do you have to go against insulin, you also have to go against cortisol. And the best way to lower your your insulin and your cortisol is to have you got to have a low heart rate. So we call it steady state cardio. Hello, this is crazy. White people are like, y'all people are crazy. Y'all, did y'all actually go to school? Okay. This is crazy, right? Let me see if I can find a video to explain to some of these people because they're so remedial. Hold on. YouTube. Oh, God, y'all got to do my hair. I need to finish my hair. Like, I haven't finished my hair, right? What happens to your adrenal gland? This is insanity. Okay. Okay, let me play this. Maybe this one will explain it for you. Hold on. Let me play this again. They're like, these people are so remedial. Hold on. Give me a second. Stop sharing. Let me share again. Present. Share the screen. Let me play this again. Let me do it again. Yeah.
This is commonly adrenaline is a hormone your adrenal glands send through your bloodstream. When you're scared or stressed suddenly, adrenaline is quickly sent into your body. This is commonly known as an adrenaline rush because it happens so fast. You've probably heard of fight or flight. Adrenaline is what gets your body ready to fight or flee danger. Adrenaline is a hormone.
And you know what happened too? Because when you read the police report, once the perforation of the heart happened, Karmelo ran. So you know his heart rate was excessively high. His adrenal levels were extremely high. His cortisol level was extremely high. So he ran, which is normal. That's what you do. This is what happened. Like these people, I don't know. They spend all this time in the world torturing people and dismembering people. Like y'all didn't study all this. This is crazy. That's why he ran. Because his adrenaline is really high. His cortisol levels are high. Because his heart rate was really, really high. He was really scared. This is not a joke. I do the Stairmaster for like I play on the Stairmaster. It is real, and you can feel it. Like it's like sometimes when I work on the Stairmaster, I can even mimic like I'm having a heart attack. I can push my heart rate to like 190. It's extremely dangerous though, right? But it's the real thing. So if you don't know any of this stuff, it's like just sit down somewhere. Like this is just like you're punching above your class weight. Like you're not that smart. Let it go. Like truly, let it go. Seriously, let it go. Right. And I'm next time I'm gonna do another video so I can show you. I will go and what's it called? I will find another video that explains like when the heart, because I've never done this, right? You see, you see how you're showing here, you have different zones. It's actually 6 because you have zone 0, which is like you're at rest. Zone 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The heart behaves different, and at the higher the heart rate is, the higher the heart rate is, you are not only you're releasing insulin, you're releasing cortisol, and you're also releasing adrenaline into your bloodstream. Okay, so it's very, very dangerous. It's seriously dangerous. It's really dangerous, and you can even have adrenal fatigue. It's another thing. Like it's a real thing. The boy was really afraid, so you can't sit there. You can't sit there while you're dry, you're safe, you have a normal heart rate, you're wearing proper shoes, talk about, oh, I wouldn't have done this or I wouldn't have done that. You don't know what you would have done because you weren't there. You're not there, you're not in his body, and you're not looking at what he's looking at. So you don't know how you would have felt. So be quiet. Nobody cares. Like truly and sincerely, like no one cares. But I came here to play this video before I got sidetracked. Where's the video I'm looking for? Okay, I came here to play this video, but then I've been ranting for like, I don't know how long I've been talking for, but whatever. Let's go.
Frisco ISD reached out to us in the last hour, in fact, telling us that the suspect was at the track meet yesterday where the stabbing happened, and he was there actually as a member of the opposing team.
Let him say it again.
Frisco ISD reached out to us in the last hour, in fact, telling us that the suspect was at the track meet yesterday where the stabbing happened, and he was there actually as a member of the opposing team.
That information is coming to us as Austin Metcalf's family is grieving, but also asking and raising some questions. Our JD Miles has been on this one for us today. You're live.
So what did they say? He was there. Yeah, they've been said that. So he was there as a student, like he belonged there. He was there. He belonged there the whole time. He was there the whole time as a student. He had even said it in the police report that he was wearing his Centennial High School track uniform. And that's why I say most likely, that's why I keep saying, most likely he was also wearing cleats. Most likely he was wearing cleats. Like this is, but then again, when you have such a huge proportion of people who are so obese and don't even exercise, what do they even know about shoes though? Like I'm just saying, right? And most likely he was wearing cleats. So when you find yourself in such a place, like the bleachers made out of metal, the steps here, they're made out of concrete and it's raining. And then you're wearing these kinds of shoes, right? Only God knows. You're not stable. You are not stable. That's why I said you can't assume that he grabbed the knife and he was like, yeah, let me go stab him in the heart. You can't assume these things. It's bleachers. It's concrete steps and it's raining. Anything could have happened. Yes, it's unfortunate that Austin was pierced in the heart, but it doesn't mean that it was intentional. Like, oh, yes, let me go for your heart. Stop it. Stop it. You haven't seen the autopsy report. You haven't even seen videos. calm your ass down. Okay? Like, this is just too much. Everybody could have slipped, and then boom. It's also possible that Austin tackled him, and the knife went into Austin's heart. It was a mistake. It's all a mistake. But to sit here and because you're white and you're racist, for your mind to go that, oh, he opened his book bag, he grabbed the knife, and then he started running towards Austin's heart. Now that you know that Austin knows jiu-jitsu, you even think that's possible? You think it's, oh, he's just going to sit, oh, Austin just stood there, and then he watches this kid run towards him with a knife. A man who knows jiu-jitsu, and he did nothing about it. A man who could press twice at Karmelo's body weight. He just stood there and he just waited for Karmelo to be like, ah! White people, you watch too many movies. You watch too many movies. Like, it has affected your mind. Like, it has affected your mind. You sound insane. A young man who knows jiu-jitsu, who weighs 225, who's over 6 feet, you think he's just going to sit there just like this, and not move. And then Karmelo is going to open his bag and be like, ah! You watch too many movies. This is insanity. This is insanity. You watch too many movies. Like, you truly watch too many movies. So you can't even tell anymore reality from fiction. Because you just project your reality, all these goofy-ass Marvel movies, these goofy-ass Game of Thrones movies, these goofy-ass HBO movies y'all be watching. Stop watching so much. You watch too much entertainment. This is insanity. It doesn't make no damn sense. Karmelo is shorter. Austin is taller. Karmelo is smaller. Austin is bigger. Austin also knows jiu-jitsu. Austin is a linebacker. You think a linebacker about to just sit there and let somebody run up in his chest with a damn knife? He would have tackled this fool. Make it make sense. You think a man who knows jiu-jitsu is going to just stand there and watch somebody run? Ah! You are so damn silly. You're so damn silly. You're so silly. Like, white people watch too much TV. You just watch too much TV. You need help. Read books or something. But again, you're going to go pick fantasy books. I don't know, go outside or something. You watch so much television, you can't even tell fiction from reality now. You are insane. Okay? Look at where everything happened. Bleachers made out of metal, right? Steps made out of concrete. And it's raining. People out here wearing cleats. Okay? Is it far-fetched that somebody could have slipped? That's why I said you have to wait for the autopsy report to see at what angle Austin was stabbed. You didn't even see Karmelo's outfit to see where the blood splattered on his clothes. You haven't seen none of this. Oh, I'm white. I watched a few movies, so I know it all. Unbelievable. You're not that smart, you know. If you weren't that smart, the Chinese wouldn't have caught up to you in 50 years. You're not that smart. Okay? If y'all were that smart, Mark Zuckerberg would not be sitting here afraid of Zoo from the TikTok. You're not that smart. You watch all these movies that lie to y'all, that y'all so smart. You drop out of Harvard at 18. You drop out of Stanford at 18. You have $1 billion business in your garage. These are lies. These are narratives. Mark Zuckerberg is not that smart. Did it ever occur to you that he dropped out because maybe they were going to put his ass in academic discipline, so he dropped out first? It's like quitting your job before you actually get fired. Make it make sense. You watch too many movies. You have to be stopped. You need to be stopped. It is insanity. It really is insanity. The father told y'all. And my thing is, some of y'all even watched this interview before I did. The father said to y'all, the boy knew jiu-jitsu. All his life, he's been an athlete. You think he's going to sit there, he's just going to sit there and watch this goofy-ass Karmelo with his mosquito leg just run up in him like, ah! This is not Game of Thrones. This is not The Walking Dead, okay? You treat everything like it's made in Hollywood. Stop with these goofy-ass Hollywood narrative. It is not a movie. It is real life. It's real life. And you also have to consider the venue. It is raining. There are concrete steps. There are bleachers everywhere. There's adrenaline rushing everywhere. Okay? Karmelo most likely was wearing his cleats. He could have slipped. Everybody could have slipped. My God. Jesus. Can y'all just learn to chill sometimes? You do too damn much. That's why we got to go call Julie Andrews or something, so she can sing you a freaking nursery rhyme and explain this stuff to you in a way that you can actually comprehend what I am saying. This is crazy. Because they watch so many movies. They're always the smart ones. They're always the detectives. They're always the problem solvers. They're always the astronaut. They're always the superheroes. They're always this and that. So they really believe that. They really believe. They believe what they see in these movies. And they don't want to actually see reality for what it is. They're not the smartest people. Okay? Like, you need to chill. But how can somebody who's 225, look how big Austin is. Like, look at how big he is. Okay? And you think you think Austin is about to just stand there like this, and then Karmelo gonna open the book bag and then walk up to him like, ah! This is what you see in the movies. This is some Game of Thrones bullshit. Like, this is Game of Thrones. This ain't real life. This ain't real life. You have these crazy ass, diabolical, bigoted imaginations. You need to stop. You have to be stopped. You think this big boy about to sit here and let this boy just into his heart? Are you serious? Unbelievable. Like, this is so embarrassing. This is really, really embarrassing. This is really embarrassing. Like, this is really, really embarrassing. Okay? This is seriously embarrassing. Even, what the hell, okay? So this big-ass man about to let somebody walk into him and put a knife in his heart, and he's not going to do nothing about it. Are you actually okay? This makes no damn sense. Don't even make no sense. And I know even you don't believe this foolishness. Okay? Now let's look at a reel. Hold on. Let me play this, y'all. Okay, hold on. Let me play this so y'all can see. They're so damn okay? Look at Austin tackling people. Look at Austin tackling people, y'all. So look at him tackling people, y'all. I'm gonna play this video. Okay, look at him, y'all. Look at how he tackles people. Look at how he drags people, and he picks up them people like they're children. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Drag this boy like a rag doll. Okay? Exactly. This is a big-ass kid. Oh, no, he's going to just sit there. He's going to just stand there like and not move and just watch Karmelo be, ha. You don't even believe this foolishness. Like, you make no damn sense. Like, they're really, really crazy, these people, you know? Look at him. He's number 25. Look at him. Look at him. You think he's going to let somebody walk up to him with a knife and just put the knife into his chest? Like, you really believe this foolishness? You really believe this foolishness? A man who knows jiu-jitsu, a man who's a linebacker, look at his reels. Oh, he just stood there. And okay, stab me in the heart. Here's my heart. Here's my heart. And then Karmelo was like, yes. You make no damn sense, you know? You really make no sense. You really make no sense. But yet these are the people who are telling you, oh, it's not about race. Of course it's about race. Because over here, it's about the size. Okay? It's about the size of the fighters. It's about even the skill sets of the fighters. And one of them, or two of them actually, are killing machines. Make it make sense. Someone this big, he about this, yeah. Okay, like, okay. Like, what is this? This is the stuff you see in like Game of Thrones or like The Walking Dead. Like, this is crazy. This is not The Walking Dead. This is not Game of Thrones. This is not like, what's it called? What's that movie with Katniss? Yeah. Like, seriously, like, this is insanity. This is insanity. Make it make sense. Look at him, y'all. Look at him. He is not scared. Look at him. Look what he's about to do. Look at what he's about to do. Look at that. Look how he grabbed this boy. You see? Oh, no. Someone this strong who can pick up his classmates and fumble them like rag dolls. He about to just stand there and let Karmelo be like, into his heart. You make no damn sense. This is not Game of Thrones, y'all. This is not The Walking Dead. This is not Katniss, whatever that movie's called. Stop. You watch too much TV. You truly watch way too much TV. It's not good for y'all. You watch too much TV. You consume too much content. Like, they have brainwashed y'all so bad in this country. Like, it is absolutely crazy. It's really, really crazy. It is seriously crazy. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Foolishness. Okay? Let this brother say it one more time. Hold on. Where is it? Where did he say it? Let me say it. Hold on. Not this man.
Instead, there's just escapism, avoidance, isolation, desensitization, you know, and this, you know, escape into false versions of reality, simplified versions of reality, and so on. The Instagram world, the virtual universe of the internet becomes their unnatural, natural habitat. The average 35-year-old American male has spent roughly 3,000 hours watching pornography. That's equivalent to about 5 months of continuous nonstop viewing. Okay, obviously this has, all of this combined, has devastating cognitive impact. Attention spans evaporate. There's a sort of a constant state of partial attention where people are continuously distracted. They're kind of paying attention and kind of not. It erodes their critical thinking skills, their problem-solving skills. It deteriorates both their working memory and their long-term memory. It erodes their emotional regulation. It causes anxiety. It causes depression. It causes volatility. It impairs their social skills, their communication skills, their empathy, their ability to even interact with people face-to-face properly. You know?
What is going on here? Hold on, you guys. Can you see me? Can y'all see me? My computer was acting funny. Let him say it again. Sorry, you guys. Sorry. Let him, hold on. Let me stop I want to stop this one. Let me stop this one. Sorry, y'all. I need to get a better computer. Hold on.
I was watching pornography. That's equivalent to about 5 months of continuous nonstop viewing. Okay, obviously this has, all of this combined, has devastating cognitive impact. Attention spans evaporate. There's a sort of a constant state of partial attention where people are continuously distracted. They're kind of paying attention and kind of not. It erodes their critical thinking skills, their problem-solving skills. It deteriorates both their working memory and their long-term memory. It erodes their emotional regulation. It causes anxiety. It causes depression. It causes volatility. It impairs their social skills, their communication skills, their empathy, their ability to even interact with people face-to-face properly. You know, it programs you with a kind of behavioral addiction. Low impulse control, on and on. Not to mention information overload, where you're accessing far more information than you could ever process. And all this just ends up making your whole perspective of the world an incoherent jumble of random bits of data, random theories and opinions, and so on. And again, remember, all of this cognitive damage is being inflicted on people who most likely are already carrying real life trauma that has never been dealt with from their childhood and from growing up. And okay, if you can afford it, you can go to therapy. Everybody's going to a therapist, right? Well, over 60% of therapists themselves report that they themselves have psychological and emotional disorders. Because of course they do. They come from the same society. You know, they try to rationalize that by calling themselves wounded healers. But very often they wound more than they heal.
That's true.
Because there's a very significant number of therapy patients who report abuse of one form or another from their therapists. I mean, ideally, you'd be able to talk to your family. That's what normal people would do.
Okay.
But we've already said that a lot of them, at least 40-50% of them, come from broken homes. And about 30% of all American adults report that they are estranged from their families, from their...
Okay, so who knows if they even had a good relationship with their dad. Hold on. Let me finish this video, y'all. Let's do with this video.
At 5, JD, I know you spoke with the victim's father about concerns over the lack of security at that meet, but what else did he tell you?
Well, he told us a lot, Nicole and Doug, about his grief that is still very much raw and very much recent that he's dealing with as he recovers from this terrible tragedy. Frisco ISD, meanwhile, tells us they had 5 certified athletic trainers at the stadium who all responded to what happened. The victim's family.
And mind you, there was 100 kids there. So 100 kids, you have 100 plus kids coming, and you only have 5 people for 100 kids. They also need to be sued. Whoever put this track meet together, they need to be sued. Because 100 kids, plus their coaches, plus this, plus that, plus their guests, only 5? Yeah, sue them.
Family also telling us the day after that they have questions about whether more could have been done to prevent what happened. The photos of Austin that hang in his home are now all Jeff Metcalf has to remind him of one of his twin sons. But he tells me he found some comfort today from a dream. He came to me and said, it's okay.
Does that give you comfort?
God gives me comfort. If it wasn't.
So it doesn't occur to you that he came to you in a dream to say he was okay because he knows what he did. He knows he started it. Like, what the heck? Like, what the heck?
For my faith,
Make it make sense.
I wouldn't be here.
Metcalf spoke to us while still in shock over what happened just a mile away at this stadium, where Austin's twin brother Hunter saw him stabbed in the chest.
My other son, who was there, was holding his hands on the hole, trying to save his life. He told me, Dad, I looked at him. In his eyes, he was gone. He wasn't breathing.
Hundreds filled a Frisco church last night remembering Austin, who was a standout on the Memorial High School football team. Karmelo Anthony has been arrested and charged with also a standout student athlete at Centennial High School. The victim's father grieves while starting to question whether the school district did enough to protect his son.
If there is a precedent or some precursor.
But this is the man who claims to be a Christian, right? What doesn't he say? He wonders if the school district did enough to protect all the children there, right? But he's a Christian, right? If you're a Christian and you're a parent, you have a paternal heart for all children, right? Because it's not just your son. So that Karmelo, he's not somebody's son. He's like a dog gave birth to him. Like it's not a human being that gave birth to him, right? If you care about your son in the city, okay, I wonder if they had enough security for all the children there, right? You bring over 100 students, and also your kids are not. That's the thing. Austin and Hunter didn't even supposed to be there because they don't run track. They play football. They don't run track. So why were they even there? So your sons they decide to go to a track meet when they don't even run track and they're out here doing the most. So my question is, why didn't they have security for all people's children? Everybody's child should have felt safe at that track meet. Everybody's child should have felt safe at that track meet, right? And also, if Hunter, Austin, or whatever else did not want Karmelo to sit there, why don't they talk to the professor, like their coach or an adult, to say, oh, can you tell him to leave? Why did they take it upon their own matters in their own hands? Who gave them that permission? Who gave them that authority? Who gave these boys that much authority? If it's not that, once again, like the man said, they consume so much content, they watch these goofy ass Marvel movies, and they really do believe that they're sons of Thor and Igor, right? That they can go around here just bullying people, put their hands on people, removing people. You're not even a police officer. What authority do you have to do this? You're not a principal. You're not a coach. You're not an adult. You have no authority. What gives you power to extract a student in the rain? What gives you the authority to put your hands on people, grab their book bag, and God knows what else you did? Because we know your brother's lying. We know your brother's lying. We know your brother is intentionally omitting information because that's what y'all do, right? That's what y'all do because you cannot wait. You cannot wait to be consumed by your rage, y'all. You know, I said this before. I said, you know, for me, Marlene, I really thank God, okay? Exactly. He said it's okay because he knows it started. Exactly. And he's trying to have peace for his soul. Otherwise, he's not going to cross over. God will not welcome Austin to the afterlife unless Austin tells the truth from the afterlife. He didn't tell the truth, though. Otherwise, his soul's going to linger, right? But I just said this, like, I really do thank God that this happened in 2025 and not 1925. Because when I tell you these white folks, they would have put on the garbs of terror and they would have gone out there to the police station. They would have demanded Karmelo's body. They would have grabbed Karmelo's father, beat these people, lynched these people. They would have raped Karmelo's mama. They would have burned the house, burned the cars, right? There's terror in the hearts of these people. Anytime you hear white people say, I'm a Christian, this is what you need to see. The KKK. Every one of these fools call themselves a white Christians. Okay, we know exactly what it means for a white person to say they're a Christian. They're full of hatred. They get their Bibles and their gospel from Lucifer. Because a real Christian, a good Christian, a man who truly knows Jesus Christ would have said they didn't do enough for all the children. Exactly, dust in the wind. That's what they would have done. That's what they would have done. There is no kindness in white people. They're like, that's what you would have done. And I'm going to play my video for Maya Angelou before I go. I will be back tonight, y'all. I'll be back tonight. Because tonight we have to talk about this first-degree murder charge. And I'm going to show you what first-degree really looks like. I will show you tonight what first-degree murder really, really looks like. And then you'll be like, okay, so why are they charging Karmelo with first-degree murder? Because they're racist. First degree, it means something specific. It's not just something you throw at people because you're like, oh my gosh, you stab him in the heart. So there it is. It's first degree. No, you have to go by the books. But then again, asking white people to have integrity, quite a feat in it. Okay? Yeah. I feel like I even feel like white people who actually have like the Bible we have, I think they use it as like a decoration. I don't think they open it. I really don't think they open it. Like I don't think they do. Okay, I don't, because I'm like, it's not possible. Because how can you not read how you have the Bible, but you never read the parable of the Good Samaritan, right? So every time you hear a white person, I'm a white Christian, this is what you have to see in your head. KKK, these garbs of terror, okay? Like what's it called? Dust in the wind, right? We thank God that this happened in 2025 and it did not happen in 1925 because I'm telling you, they would have lynched this boy. They would have lynched his father right next to him. They would have went to that house, burned the whole house, burned the cars. They would have had the kids sit there and watch them. They're going to grape the mama in front of the kids. These people are dangerous. They're barbarians, you know. They're very, very evil. Do you see how quickly they lie and they make up these narratives? They were not even there, did not even read the police report, but they know so much about what happens. This is how they convince themselves, and they have perpetrated acts of terror and genocides against other people. They're really, really crazy, you know. They're truly crazy. They are seriously crazy. Hold on. Where are we at? Where's the video again? Let him talk real quick.
That maybe this could have been prevented. I don't know. I am concerned with the lack of security. How does someone bring a knife to a track meet?
Police have not said what led to the stabbing, but Austin's father says
it's so funny how the man says, "Oh, who brings a knife to the track meet, sir?" Before we even get to a place, Mr. Christian, with the sexual assault, before we even get to a place where you're asking who brings a knife to a track meet, sir, who brings this much aggression to a track meet at 9 o'clock in the morning? See, if there's no aggression, the knife will have never left the book bag, right? The knife was in the book bag. Why does the knife come out the book bag? But that's the part that you don't want to answer, right? And that's the question you don't want to ask on TV, because then all eyes on your son, the white criminal, okay? Why does your son bring so much aggression to a track meet amongst fellow students? Even if somebody goes to another school, even if somebody is on a competing school team, right? That does not make them an enemy. Karmelo, being black and going to Centennial High School and being on that track team does not make him Austin's or Hunter's enemy. He is not their enemy. Okay? Exactly. Christian with a K. Hey, Elena, it does not make him his enemy. They're not enemies because they go to different high schools. Everybody goes to different high school. And most of the time, people have friends who go to different high schools, right? I didn't go to games as much. When I was in high school, we had games against Chantilly High School and whatever kind of high school. People would have friends from other schools. Sometimes they go sit on their bleachers. They go sit on that side because young people have friends everywhere. So what's the big deal? Just because you go to a different school, just because you are competing on a different team at a different school, and just because you're black at a different school competing on a different team does not make a person an enemy. So before we even talk about why was the knife there, why was all this aggression there at 9 o'clock in the morning in the rain? It's in the rain. What all this aggression for? For what purpose? Why do your sons have so much aggression? And we have you on tape saying, oh, all their lives they play sports and they've been so excellent. And then you told them to be so grateful because nobody has their talent. So why don't they have good sportsmanship? In the rain, why don't your sons showcase good sportsmanship and also be hospitable and also be accommodating because it's raining? Like, what is this? Exactly. Like, it's really not a big deal unless you're, sorry. It's really not a big deal unless you're talking about people who are not raised right. Unless you're talking about folks who are not raised right. They're not raised right. I'm like, we've all been in high school. People have friends at different schools, especially when they start having cars because they go to parties and stuff. They have track meets, basketball, whatever. A lot of young people know each other from different schools. It's not that big of a deal. Even the police report, they said that Karmelo also had a friend that went to that school. He was there. He had a friend on that track team. So I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. Like, what is the big deal? Going to a different school does not make you an enemy of anyone. What kind of thug-ass trailer mob mentality is this? Like, this is crazy. This is just crazy. It is 9 o'clock in the morning. It is raining. Why does your son have so much aggression? All your sons had to do was say, hey, what's your name? What school do you go to? They came and say, oh, do you run track? Because he was fully dressed. Right? If you don't know this kid, just say hi to him. Introduce yourself. Why do you have all this energy? Because they don't have manners. The sons of Thor and Igor, they don't have manners. They truly do not have manners. Just introduce yourself. Just say hi to, get to know him. No, they can't do that. Asking white folks to be hospitable, asking white folks to have manners. It's like asking a white person to be nice to a Muslim. They can't be nice to nobody. They hate everybody. Black people, Latinos, Muslim, Iranians, Chinese, Japanese. Like they have beef with everybody. What is wrong with these people? They have issues with everyone. They get along with no one. I've never seen this. I have truly never seen this. Every day you wake up, a white person has a problem with somebody. If it's not a Chinese person, it's a black person. If it's not a black person, it's a Mexican. If it's not a Mexican, it's an Iranian. If it's not an Iranian, it's a Palestinian. If it's not a Palestinian, it's a Korean. If it's not a Korean, it's a Vietnamese. It's not a Vietnamese, it's somebody from Panama. If it's not from Panama, it's somebody from Greenland. They have beef with everybody. Or it's a Russian. They have beef with everyone. Every day they wake up, they have an enemy. They always have, everybody's an enemy to these people. Learn to make friends. It really is a strange thing, Kevin. They just wake up. They just wake up and they have beef with everyone. It's unbelievable. They never show up places with a good attitude, a good disposition, even in the rain. Okay? They can't even be merry, joyful, and glad. They're always mad. They're always upset. They're always angry. They're always hateful, prejudiced, bigoted, racist. What is wrong with these white people? Make it make sense. It's raining. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Why does your son have so much smoke? Why does he have so much smoke? Does he take steroids? Does your son take steroids? This is bizarre. Chill. What's the problem? They're all young people. You're all athletes. And my thing is, because it's a track meet also, you never know who's there. You have coaches there. You have recruiters there. You have the media there. So he's not even mindful. But, oh, no, he's trying to play collegiate sport. Okay. Then you should know. You never know who's watching you, Austin. You never know who's watching you. At that track meet, you could have had a recruiter or recruiters. You could have had coaches. You could have had so many people. You could even have a dean or a president of a university. You don't know who's out there recruiting. You don't know who's out there checking people out. So that's why when you're an athlete and you want to go collegiate, and also if you want to go pro, you always got to be on your best behavior. Be professional, showcase great sportsmanship, right? Be hospitable, be accommodating, show true leadership. And a real leader does not walk all over people. A real leader doesn't say, oh, well, I want you out of my tent, even though it's raining, you figure it out. While a person's out here wearing the damn cleats, okay? Who does this? Who truly does this? And a real Christian will never do this. Because we know the story of the Great Samaritan. Let me find it, y'all. Okay? The parable of the Great Samaritan, okay? Okay, let's see what AI even says about this. Hold on. Okay, let's look at this. Let's see what AI even says. Okay. A core message of the parable of the Good Samaritan is that love and compassion should extend to everyone, including those we might consider our enemies or strangers, and that we should be actively engaged in helping those in need. It highlights the importance of going beyond basic kindness and showing genuine care for others, regardless of their background or their status or their gender or their race. Make it make sense. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, here's a more detailed breakdown of the key takeaways. Who is my neighbor? The parable directly addresses the question of who our neighbor is. Jesus uses the story to demonstrate that a neighbor is anyone who's in need, regardless of the religious beliefs, social status, or ethnicity, and gender, and school, love and action. The Good Samaritan's action demonstrate that love is not just a feeling, but a verb. It involves putting our own needs aside to care for others. Sacrificial love. The Samaritan's willingness to risk his own resources and safety to help the injured man highlights the sacrificial nature of true love. Overcoming prejudice. The parable challenges the prejudice of the time by showing that even a Samaritan who was considered an outsider could be a true neighbor. Following Jesus' example, Jesus encourages followers to emulate the Good Samaritan's action and to be active in helping those in need, demonstrating the true meaning of love, of loving one's neighbor. Okay? Hello? right? Like, that's why I say, do white people have the same Bible we have? He had to be on steroids. He really had to be on steroids, you know, because they have a thing. These white boys have a thing. Let me show you if I can find it. Okay. Oh no, it's not this one. Where is it? There's a thing that these white boys do. It's called eat clean, train hard, right? And never give up, right? So let me show you how it goes. Okay. So there's a thing, because a lot of these white boys too, they get on these cycles, they take steroids. So one is called clenbuterol, the other one is called tren, and the other one is called anavar. So they have this saying that says, train hard, eat clean, and never give up. Okay, you see what I'm trying to say? Because it's a cycle. I think you take them all at once, so it can cause rage. But I will do a different live on that. But just to show you, it's called. So they say train hard because the drug is called tren. Eat clean because it's clenbuterol, and never give up because that steroid is called anavar. A lot of ladies also in bodybuilding, they take that and it changes them. Like, it makes them look more masculine. It changes their voice. Like, they become like this. Okay, so train hard, eat clean, and never give up. Because I'm like, the way he's out here, child, who knows? But a lot of them do it. A lot of these white boys take the drugs. They take the steroids. They really do. Because it gives them the size. You know, because genetically, they're not predisposed to be massive. They can be tall, but they're not supposed to really be massive like that. So they take the steroids to increase their mass. But the problem is, the downside of steroids is that there's the rage. That's why I'm saying, who has this much energy at 9 o'clock in the morning, y'all? It is 9 o'clock in the morning. It is raining. When the police got called, it was 10:02 in the morning. So maybe Austin got stabbed. Maybe Austin was, the knife went into his heart, maybe 9:45, 9:50, maybe even 9:45, 9:50, right? So this is too early for this. Seriously, it's just too early for this. Okay. Ms. Journey said, the son saying it was our tent is equivalent to saying our neighborhood, our school, our pool, our job, etc. Everything is mine, 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 mine when it comes to racism. Exactly. But this is really, really crazy. This is seriously insane. This is insane. And that's why I say, do white people have the same Bibles as black people? But I'm sure I really feel like saying no. Because any good Christian, if it's raining, you see him in his uniform. Most likely he was also wearing his cleats. So you know he's here to run track. If he's a stranger to you, all you have to say is say hi. Just like your friends, Austin and Hunter. All the friends that you have today, did you know them? No. One point in time, they were all strangers to you, but you got to know them. It's a track meet. You're not just there to run. You're there to get to know people. How many times have we seen people who compete and after the game is over, everybody gives a hug, everybody shakes hands, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Even the losers, they go and hug the winner. We have seen this. We have seen this all the time. Okay? So this is crazy. Oh, Melvin, I feel so sorry for you. You think because you call a thing and mix it a thing? White people, you don't have magical power, you know? You're not the wizard of nomenclature, okay? You don't have the wizardry of nomenclature. Just because you call somebody a liar doesn't make someone a liar. You're not that powerful. I repeat, stop watching so many movies. And I think for a lot of you white people, it's about time for you to reconcile with your human nature. Like, the sad part is that in this country, so much of Hollywood and content creation is geared at making you people believe that you're so special, you're geniuses, you have these magical powers, No, you're mere mortals like everybody else. You're not that special. And the Chinese are showing it to you. And of course, you know you're not that special. You're in the first world country begging for Chinese jobs to come to America, right? So stop. You're not a wizard of nomenclature. You don't have the wizardry of naming things and making them come true. Okay? Call me a liar as many times as you want. I will never be one. Okay? Thank you. Let's carry on. Oh my gosh, these people are just too much. They're just too much. It's crazy. Okay? Yeah, they both have there's 3 GoFundMes. How can one family have 3 GoFundMe? And I even think, but we're going to do another video about this too, because to me, I think the daddy's a criminal because he was, I'm gonna play the video, but he was arrested for sexual assault, right? Okay, he was arrested for sexual assault. So it seems as though that's what prompted the mother to file for divorce. You understand? So it does seem that the boys live with the mom. Okay, and it seems like, hey Thomas, it seems like they've lived with the mom since like 2011. So if they've lived with the mama for since 2011, 13 years, she's had like main primary custody and maybe even full custody of her son. Why is he the one opening up the GoFundMe? Right? Because right now he has more money in his GoFundMe than she has in his GoFundMe. So even that too, to me, is excessively problematic. What's it? Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm almost done. Okay, but it's like make it make sense, right? If you let me show y'all this because some of y'all didn't see this yesterday, right? But the father, he went to prison. Let's come over here. Is that the video from yesterday? Okay, let me play this video, y'all.
Support for Anthony.
Let me play the video.
I came on and I shared this. No other network has done this. You've seen it first right here with me. Breaking news. Jeffrey Metcalf.
They have three.
I broke it to the internet. Now, if you see it anywhere else, just know where they got it from. They got it from me. No other news network, no other TikToker, no other creator has this. So I'm asking you now to share this video to everybody. I want this video on everybody FYP. You see, the more people that sees this, it creates support for Anthony. Because the narrative needs to be changed. I honestly think in my heart of hearts that those boys wouldn't be the boys they are if it wasn't for this clown.
He's a clown indeed.
That's why I say Anthony needs to be released
Oh,
on
they
his
already
own
have.
recognizance, and this clown needs to take his fucking place.
Okay, so the father was arrested June 14, which is actually Trump's birthday. So on Trump's birthday in 2011, he was arrested for sexual assault. So his stuff is out there. You understand? But somehow this man decides to open a GoFundMe, even though the boys don't live with him. You don't have full custody. You don't have primary custody. You're not the custodial parent. You don't have the kids with you. But yeah, you opened the GoFundMe. The mama should have opened. I mean, she did. She's the one in the middle, right? So here she is. She's the one in, this is her GoFundMe. Right? So this one right here is her GoFundMe. That's for her. But she only has 174. But yet he has 340,000. This man's a con artist. He's a scammer. He is a con man. There should only be one GoFundMe, and the GoFundMe should go to the mother. I don't like her, but that's still the mother. She raised the kids because he chose to be a perv. So why does he have a GoFundMe? Like, this is just crazy. Yeah, like, why does he have a GoFundMe? You didn't raise these kids. You chose to get arrested. You chose to be a perv. Then she files for divorce. She takes her kids. She has 2 children. She has raised these kids by herself since 2011. We're now in 2025. So for the past 12 years, she's been taking care of her kids. We don't even know if this goofy ass man, Jeffrey, is behind on child support. But here he is taking advantage of something so tragic to put money in his own pocket. She needs to sue this man because he needs to give all the money to her. Because why does he have a GoFundMe? You see? So Thomas said, I hope I'm praying that does not turn to a racial issue. Thomas already has, and it needs to, because the world needs to see how racist America is. The world needs to see how racist white people are. And the world needs to see how quickly white people think the worst of black people. They were out there saying that Karmelo didn't have a daddy. Karmelo grew up with no father. He like the most nastiest things white people have said about Karmelo. And now we are finding out that it's actually Austin's father who's the pervert. It's Austin's father who was not in the home. It's Austin's father who was arrested for sexual assault. And I even want to know if he was convicted of sexual assault, because if he was convicted, he needs to register. He needs to register. So it's not a problem. It can turn racial. It is not a problem. The shame here is for white people. It's not for us. It's not for me. I will never fear any white person turning nothing racial, because the shame is for white people. If anybody in this country is known for being hateful, for feeding black babies to alligators, for lynching innocent black children on trees and stuff like that, it is white people. It's white people. White people are the ones talking about, oh, China has slave labor, Vietnam has slave labor, Ukraine has slave labor. The world needs to see what goes on here in America. Okay, white Americans want to give lessons on democracy to the world. They want to give lessons on slavery to the world. People need to see what truly goes down in America. White people ain't got no place to give nobody lessons on any kind of morality, slavery, and you name it. Because out here, white folks is racist. So let the white people make it racist. It is racial. It is not a problem. Because in this mess, the shame will be for white people, per usual. Just like this tariff war is going to bite them in the behind, okay? China's going to win. These white Americans going to lose. So let them do it. They love to shame themselves. They love to embarrass themselves because they're not too bright, okay? Frisco is a racist town, so let them be exposed. God does nothing by mistake. We might be shocked, but God is not shocked. There's a lot of racism. There's a lot of racism hiding in that town, and it finally had to be exposed because God is sick of it. The Lord is sick of it. The angels of God are sick of it. They're sick of it. And all this wealth and abundance. It's some mean ass, racist ass, evil white people out there who bully people, and they need to be exposed. Frisco is a racist town, and people need to know this. Out here worrying about China instead of extracting and fumigate these racist cockroaches out of Frisco, Texas. But it's not a problem. White people can make whatever they want racist. Nobody cares. They've done it since like 16, whatever, right? They've always been racist. Ain't nothing new. It might be new to you though. But for us as black people, we stay ready. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. Like I said, we just thank God. We thank the Lord. We truly do thank the Lord that this right here, we thank God, right? Like I said, I just thank God that this happened in 2025 and not 1925. Because as black people, we know exactly what they mean when they call them, they Southern, they white, and they Christian. It's the Ku Klux Klan. We know exactly what time it is. So we ain't scared, Thomas. Like, you see, not even that's a privilege. Oh, as a white man, I'm disappointed. Yeah, the privilege. You're disappointed. We expected this. That's what we say white privilege. Y'all think it's a joke, right? Welcome to the other side where you see what it is to be black people. We are not disappointed, Thomas. We expected this. We expected this. If white people had been fair, so, oh, okay, the size stuff is out of order because Austin is too big and he knows jiu-jitsu, right? Kindness would have surprised us from white people. But unfortunately, it is what it is. You're disappointed. We are. We expected this. We expected this. That's why we're out here applying pressure like this. Ain't no problem. It really, it really is not a problem. Like, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. Shame is always white people's portion. It's a curse. It really is a curse. So it's not a problem. It's not a problem. Arresting this boy, $1 million bail for what? First-degree murder charge for 2 complete strangers? Are you actually okay? So you're disappointed. White privilege. It's a nice thing, isn't it? For us, we expected this. That's why we are applying pressure. My loves, I have to go now, right? Sorry to cut this short. Don't worry. I will be back tonight. I will have more pressure tonight. Tonight, we're going to talk about first-degree murder. I got to go wash my hair, and then I got to be back, right? Because I was not supposed to be here this long. But I will be back tonight, I promise. Sign up for a subscription notification. Your girl's going to be back outside. We're going to be back outside. We're going to do a video every single day. Okay, we're going to expose everything every single day. They met their match. They touched the right one. As God said, touch not my anointed. Greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. Okay, 1,000 to your left, 10,000 to your right. They will not touch you. Fear nothing. God is on our side. God is on our side. We will not fear these goofy ass Ku Klux Klan racists in the Frisco, Texas. I don't fear these people. I will not fear these people. You never have to fear them. 400 years. If it was up to white people, they would have killed all black people. But God saw fit to save us all. And here we are. Okay? Here we are. Exactly. There's not even just a video. There are videos. Y'all crazy. It's not just a video. It's over 100 people there. Everybody got an iPhone for the most part, right? So it's not just a video. Do y'all even listen? No, of course not. Do you watch the news? Of course not. Do you read the police report? Of course not. There was more than 100 students competing. Then there are the coaches. There are this, and that. Maybe even parents. There is more than 100 people there. It's not just a video. There are videos. Why do you think these white people spun the block and they lowered his bail? Why did they lower the bail? Right? If they were so convinced that he deserves $1 million bail, why did they lower the bail? Because they know they did too much. Because they moved out of racial prejudice. It's not just a video. There are videos. It's not just a witness. They are witnesses. Okay? It's plural. Everything is plural. Okay? Exactly. Touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. Psalm 105, verse 15. Make it make sense. So my people, I got to go now, but I will be back tonight. Okay? Love y'all, all the new people. Welcome, child. Welcome, Chimchimini. I welcome you. I'll see you tonight for more white exposure. Yes. Mwah. Bisous. Gotta go. I'll be outside later. Bye, more. Love you, boo. Bye, Bev. Nice to meet you. All my new people. Nice to meet you, y'all. Love you. Kevin, Elena. I was Bronte. I will see y'all later. I love y'all. I'll be outside tonight. Bisous. She gotta